Oh, suppose I should open up my downtime here. Probably might be using that tonight.
You don't need it right away. You have a meeting. You have the dinner with Trent first. All right. So once you guys rescue the nobles and head back up, you notice that the inn is open again. There are guards out front. This is all kind of a recap. Actually, the person I was going to have recap tonight isn't here because he told me explicitly, "Hey, I took notes for the recap."
Big brain moves from Naughty.
Yeah,
Next level strats.
Is that why he's not here?
probably.
Because he didn't actually take notes.
That's
Probably.
what I'm gonna assume.
So I believe Kruger did them last time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I believe Zakara did them the time before that.
Yep.
So that leaves Raz
I think I was
or
done before that.
Valis, because Mystic isn't here.
Why is nobody here?
I don't know. They don't like my game. I'll stop running it. I'll go play Minecraft. So Valis or Raz, which one you would like to do a recap? If neither one volunteers, I'll roll a die.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Ishi's turn, but I'll take it to chance.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3 is Raz, and it is Valis.
I knew my odds.
I always go according to the order on your characters up top.
If I hadn't played an alchemist, I'd have played an oracle. I know things.
Oh, that's funny. Even if it'd be everyone's turn, I rolled a 4, which is still Valis.
Of course, I'm the 4.
Multiple timelines and possibilities converge at a singular point.
It does. All right, Valis, give us a recap of last session.
You ready for basic bitch recap mode? Okay, we
Yeah.
continued exploring the sewers, like underbelly or whatever the hell it is. We freed Trent from El Vampirio. And
Is that like Vampire Mario?
that's his name now. That's what I'm gonna call him. El Vampirio.
He has an actual name, but I'm not telling you.
Yeah, it's El Vampirio.
Is that all that happened?
I remember.
Okay.
I mean, that is a very broad stroke rendition of what actually happened.
Valis kind of skipped over the giant skeletons that you guys fought.
Lagasp.
Where you saw one and started beating the hell out of him, and then there was a second one that no one saw until someone ran up there and went, "Oh shit, there's another one." You guys defeated them pretty easily though. And you went into the room, and there were 8 giblets, 4 on each side with people in them, and a bunch of vampires. The head vampire used a mage hand to flip a lever, and the grates beneath each of the giblets opened, and then they were getting ready to start dropping people down them. They actually managed to drop one person down, which unfortunately was the only noble woman in the room. Everyone else was a commoner or a man. And then the vampires kind of came halfway down the room, and you guys started fighting, and spells started throwing, and so forth.
Vampires started getting thrown too.
Yep, a couple of them did get thrown. The head vampire, after not really being confronted by Kruger, Kruger was there but not really engaged with them, saw his spawn were being picked off pretty easily. He went into mist form and left, which enabled Kruger to pull the lever to seal the grates so no one else would fall. Then you guys freed Trent and the rest. While the vampires beat up on several different people, biting almost everyone except for Valis.
I didn't get bit.
Not in that fight. But everyone is weakened, drained, feeling a little under the weather. Three of you are drained 1, 1 is drained 2, and 1 is drained 3.
I don't want to talk about it.
That must suck.
It did.
It did.
You guys escorted the prisoners back up top, and that's when you found that the inn was kind of open. There are some guards out front, kind of still keeping an eye on it. The commoners left, the noble people left after getting like your group name and so forth.
Yeah.
Trent gave you directions to his villa and said to come over for dinner this evening. And he left as well. You guys then got rooms at the Silver Lion. You went across the street to the spa and took nice baths, got cleaned up, had a little laundry service done, got your clothes mended. Because you guys have been going, several months without any real, bathing or laundry or taking care of your clothing and such.
I will delete my soap right now to make that not true.
Yeah, but bathing is a river in like a river is not the same as bathing in like a nice bath.
I just
I
pressed to digitate
agree.
myself clean. It's fine.
It's
like
not the same thing.
Like the fantasy equivalent of axe showering.
Yeah, exactly.
Galgrim catches on fire if he goes near a bathhouse.
He probably does. He
Just
hops
gets
in
I
the
catch
water.
on fire if I go near civilization.
He hops in
Just-
the
You want to
water
get me into
and
a
turns into
bathhouse?
duck.
You're funny.
It's just like a natural spring, just with fancy pillars around it and more people.
It is like a Roman bathhouse. There are private baths, of course, and then there's the common baths where everyone's in there. So
Gross.
it all depends on your choice whether you want to get clean in everyone else's dirt or get clean in your own dirt.
We take way too many drugs in this group to get clean. Oh, you mean like take a bath?
Yes. And you guys took a little rest. Like I said, because of the drained effects and your wounds and stuff from the battles, and then it's coming upon evening time.
When are we
For
supposed to get
those,
paid by Anders?
you
Or
already
when are
have
we
the
supposed
money.
to be? I meant divvy up the money from Anders after
We
we
can do
sell
that
things, right?
whenever you want, but it'd be easier to do it all after you sell things.
Good.
For those of you who leveled to 7th and gotten 4th level spells, you have the slots, but until you can do a long rest, you cannot use them. Raz, do you still have your leftover potions from this morning?
Yes.
You do not get to make new ones. Although I'm
make
not
a
sure you
note.
really need them at some dinner.
We never
So-
know. There are vampires running around.
Is there any other preparations you guys would like to do before heading to Trent's villa for dinner?
I don't think there's really much else to prepare at the moment. Everyone's cleaned up and as presentable as they can be, especially in our drained states.
I'm not trying to get Kruga into a tux.
No.
Joke's on you. He actually looks pretty good in a tux.
You guys don't have fancy clothing, but you did have your normal clothing, your best set of clothes, laundered and mended. So I'm not saying you would fit it at a dinner party, but you don't think this is a dinner party. It's probably supposed to be dinner with Trent.
I mean,
And
I
whoever
wear
he
my monk's
invent-
robes. You can wear monk's robes wherever and fit in.
I mean,
Do you
somebody
mean your
shows up
explorer
to a
clothing?
somebody
Yes,
shows
they're
up
my
to
monk
a,
robes.
I mean, a guy like that shows up to a formal gala. I mean, he'd be pretty interesting.
He probably would not be allowed in.
Especially if he towers over everyone else's.
He's my +1. Don't worry about it.
No, well then you can leave too, sir.
I'll find a way in.
Uh-huh. All right. No other actions for you guys, so you head over into the lake ward. So I'm not sure if you remember.
It's nice to see a will save be in the double digits now.
While not the fancy elite area of the lake shore, the Lake Ward is a high-end area if for people who live here, and the villa Trent sent you to is right on the lake, on the shore of the lake.
Fancy.
Compared to what you guys are used to, very much so.
And the rates have got to be freaking terrible out in this part. Lakeside View.
You're pretty sure it is a rental because Andrews made a comment that Trent doesn't live here, but so
So
Trent
you're
must
saying
have
this
some money.
place is rent controlled?
This one, yes. All
Don't
right,
worry, we'll be able to buy out the city soon.
keep dreaming. All right, you guys going up to the doors? What's the plan? You guys have walked the short distance there.
They'll walk up. I mean, he's expecting us. It's rude to be late.
A wizard is never
Wow.
late.
That's kind of mean. All right, you guys go up there and knock on the door. A butler answers it. He kind of looks at you guys. Yes, may I help you?
I believe we are here to see the master of the house for an evening's dinner.
And you are?
We are, what do we settle on? Was it Goldthorn?
Ha
Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I believe it was Goldthorn. Oh, yes.
Golden Thorn.
I don't believe you.
It's
What
Golden
you
Gold.
posted.
It's Golden Gorn.
Gold. It's... we're Goldthorn. We're expected by Trent.
Golden Thorn, yes.
Yes. Gotta
Trent
excuse the
said
accent.
you were different than the normal people he associates with. Please come in. You guys kind of file in one by one, and his gaze kind of goes to each of you, and it doesn't look like he's very excited to see you.
That's fine.
Some of you definitely less than others.
Oh, I was looking right back dead in the eyes. I don't give a
No,
fuck.
you don't. You look down on him.
Yes, I do.
I'm not excited to deal with the lower classes either.
Yes, he is, Akara.
He can continue to not be excited all the way to leading us to Trent.
He's used to dealing with higher society people than you.
So
and
am I,
not so
but at least
many
I have enough
damn
decorum.
non-humans.
Well, maybe if he was high society himself, he wouldn't have to deal with us ruffians. Fucking
Once you're all
plebs.
in, he kind of shuts the door and leads you down the hall, like through a couple different hallways to the back of the house, and to a not like a huge elegant dining hall like fit for like a giant party. A small dining chamber with the eastern wall is like all windows, several of them open, looking out onto the lake. There's like a little porch back there. And he kind of opens the door, kind of motions you in, and Trent is there waiting for you. Yes, come on in. You're right on time.
Damn right. All right, we'll head on in. So you have like places set up for us,
Oh yeah,
like chairs and whatnot.
oh yeah.
Neat.
It's a larger table. Probably sits maybe 8 or 10, but it's set up. It looks like there's going to be seven people for dinner tonight. Trent is obviously at the far end, and then there's 3 settings on each side.
Extra chair for the bear.
Nope.
Aw. I'll take the seat if it's made like around the whole table. I'll take the seat across from Trent.
There is no.
He's not like at the head of the table, and there's no
He's at
table.
the head, but the other head is not. There's no spot there to sit.
I sit the bear at the other head on the floor,
That's fine.
staring over the table, and then go sit next to the bear.
All right, then I'll take one of the chairs adjacent to him.
Okay. Anyone else rushing to sit next to Trent?
Sit next to Trend.
I
You
don't
can
know.
feel
It
your knee
depends
under the
on
table.
how close fucking Galgrim is.
I'm at
Galgrim's
the other
at the
side of the
other end.
table.
I'm not going to sit across from Galgrim. I'm not going to sit next to Galgrim, so that leaves me with 2 seats.
You're gonna sit you're gonna sit right next to Trent on the other side of the table from where I'm at. So we're opposite corners of the table.
No, I'll sit.
In the
I'll
middle?
sit in the middle seat,
Okay.
not next to Galgrim.
Okay. So on one side, we have Raz at the first seat, Galgrim at the third seat, then the bear at the opposite head of the table sitting down. Then the third seat and the first seat on the other side are empty at the moment. The car. Where would you like to sit?
I'll sit between Raz and Galgrim.
Sorry,
Okay.
guys. I'm here.
No, you're not.
Well.
Yeah, the girls wanted to hit an extra shop and yada yada traffic.
It's about
sorry.
damn time.
Minus 50 DKP.
I don't even have any DKP. What are you talking about?
You get to sit next to Galgrim.
You have 50 DKP. And I'm going to take away 50 DKP.
I just had that.
We just showed up at Trent's place and we're sitting around a table he's got set up for dinner.
I have a second smaller goblin table I have to sit at, like the kids'
So-
table version.
With the
So
bear.
Valis, where are you sitting? You could sit next to the bear, between the bear and Kruga, or between Trent and Kruga.
I'll sit between Trent and Kruger.
Okay, that leaves the last spot for the gnome, who will sit between the bear and Kruga.
Huh? I said I was sitting next to Trent. I was the first one to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Goblin. Yeah, I know you're across from Valis.
Sheesh. At least we got the seating arrangement for the important people, correct?
Yep, the Goblin's at the two undesirables are at the far end.
Haha, you said you're impotent.
All right, as you guys sit down, he rings a little bell and the door opens. It's a different waiter. It's a different door than what the butler guy brought you in. And he kind of looks over at you and goes, "What would you like to drink? Ale or wine with dinner?"
Oh, wine. For sure.
I'll take wine.
One, please.
Watcher.
Kind of looks at you.
Dwarf
I'm
wants
not old
water.
enough to drink.
He's broken.
What would you like, Glizzik?
Maybe some nice milk.
Okay. And you, good work. Ale or wine with your dinner?
Do you have anything stronger?
We do, but that is for after dinner.
One of each.
Okay. He kind of motions to the waiter, and he kind of disappears into the room. A minute or so, he comes back out with a nice tray and starts setting drinks down in front of everybody. Your milk is nice and warm, Glizzik. Freshly squeezed.
Nice.
Freshly squeezed cow juice. Or
I never
goat
said
juice.
cow.
Did
It
you
could be goat.
you see any cows in the backyard?
Oh no.
Chicken milk.
Oh no.
Some Minotaur ladies walking about. Oh.
I'll put some hair in your chest. Should be growing horns for some reason.
All right. After he comes out with the drinks, some other people kind of follow him out, and they start putting large platters of food on the table.
Is this dinner or is this the what was it, the not the appetizer, the thing that comes before it? God, I'm trying to remember on the is this the dinner?
Yes.
Okay.
Amuse-bouche.
What's for dinner?
Horse divorce.
All kinds of stuff.
You
there
cop
are
out.
No, I said all kinds of stuff. Let me finish.
Alright.
The main course is a stuffed, like a suckling pig with an apple in its mouth. The whole pig is there with garnish and stuff around it. Smells, if I copped out, I would say bacon, but does not smell like bacon.
Human.
Smells like
No.
ham.
But the smell is very meaty but with some spices mixed in, like mild spices. There's several smaller dishes of like potatoes and turnips, maybe some green beans. That might be corn, you're not really sure. That might be some squash. And also, there's another plate of several smaller fish. Some look like they might be fried, some look like they're just baked. So your main course is pretty much pig, like meat or fish, in case you're Catholic, because it's Friday. Trent, of course, they serve Trent first. He gets a plate full, and then they go to Raz. Let me think. Let me see. Raz. Nope, sorry. They go to Valis next. Yes, sir. What would you like?
I'll have some pig and some turnips.
Okay. He takes takes your plate, fills it up for you, sets it down to you, walks back around, goes to Raz next.
I think I'll try some of the fish there. A little bit of that and a little bit of
Would you
this.
like fried fish, sir, or the oven baked?
Oven baked for sure.
But of course. And anything else?
I'll point out a few of the other things, like a little bit here. I don't eat as much of the others.
He gets you, anything you point out, they get you. Then he goes to Zakara next.
I will also take some of the fish, grilled, please.
Of course. Gets you some fish.
There's probably
Walks
a
back
catch over
around.
here somewhere.
Walk back around and goes to Kruger next. And you, good sir.
Everything.
But of course, sir. Puts like a big chunk of meat and fish and a little bit of all the veggies and stuff, sets it down.
Makes up for what little I eat.
Goes back around to...
Before he leaves, when he comes back, I'll lift up the wine and say, and another one of these.
Oh, but of course. He kind of motions over to the side to another like waiter standing back there. And then he walks over to Galgrim and use good dwarf.
Meat and veggies.
Yes, but which? So you want the pig or the fish, sir?
The pig.
Of course. He prepares you a plate, sets it down, walks around the bear, and goes to the goblin Glizik last. And you?
Stuffing my face full of bread as he approaches.
And what would you like?
I will take one of each, please.
Very well, and get you a little bit of everything, puts it down in front of you. By the time he's walking away, another waiter comes out with a refill for Kruger of the wine or the ale, whichever he chugged.
It was the wine.
That's nasty. All right, and then pretty much the room kind of clears and you guys are there. You do hear a faint music playing. Not really, just like a faint, like classical playing. You don't see anyone playing it, but it just like kind of permeates throughout the room. Just some nice little ambiance, and there's a nice little breeze blowing in, a little cold for this time of year from the open windows off the lake.
But that's what the wine and ale's for.
Well, you guys spend a couple minutes eating and stuff. Your first few minutes, so you're kind of sucking down food, and you start to slow down and pace yourselves.
We'll definitely talk about the food as well.
Yep.
The wine and what vintage, where it's from, all that fun dinner talk stuff before business starts.
Yep. For most of you, this is probably the best meal you've ever had. What the hell's going on there?
It's the best meal we've had in a while. Glizik could work a cauldron, but you just can't beat fine prepped food.
For you, Valis, you've had better a few times, but it's usually only when your father's hosting like a high-ranking noble at home.
Definitely not going to mention that.
Well, no, I mean this is kind of like for a small dinner party. Not so much your daily food for you, Valis. A little higher class of what you used to eat on a regular basis.
Beats out iron rations, yeah.
Oh, very much so. And for the rest of you guys, it's probably some of the best food you've ever had. For you, Kruger, you've probably had better in your taste. Like raw.
This
We're
is
going-
not like Mom used to make.
No, it is not.
What did Mom used to make?
Just slap the uncooked pig on the table.
I was expecting like a
You
slap.
hungry?
Mom used
Go
to make
catch it.
slap.
She put the chair leg on top of the rat's tail for you to eat.
Yep. Kruger, your dinner's in the barn. Not rat again.
This is the third time this week, and it's Monday.
Little
Don't-
ratatouille.
Don't eat so much. You guys make some small talk for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes until I won't say you're done with your food, but you've eaten a large portion of it. You've flowed way down. You're getting maybe some seconds on some of the stuff that you really thought was good. Sitting back, kind of enjoying the drink some more. A couple refills will come through if people need them. Trent has his plate cleared away, and then he kind of puts his arms on the table, kind of looks at you guys, shaking his head a little bit. Goes, "My rescuers, my friends, if I may,
You may not.
I have a proposal for you." Fuck you. I belong to an organization that keeps an eye out for skilled individuals like yourselves to help promote our cause. After some deliberations, I am offering you a chance to join our organization. But before you decide, let me tell you a bit about it. Now, as I'm sure some of you have guessed, this is not an open group. We tend to keep our business to ourselves as well as our membership and any activities that we do. But I can tell you this much. We oppose disorder and anarchy. We believe in a structured society and government and work towards those ends. We support our members with a chapter house where they can live and practice various activities outside the prying eyes of society. We also offer access to controlled knowledge and can help introduce you to people of means far beyond your own, both economically and socially. We thwart those who seek to undermine an ordered and lawful society. I cannot tell you much more, as it would delve too deep into this organization and possibly reveal too much information to a non-member. Do you have any questions that I might be able to answer before deciding? I'm going to link this into chat for those who want to reread it.
Well, certainly on his face, it sounds rather tempting.
Good Lord.
A lot of words.
I was just going to say, I'm just going to start cutting into the pig and setting it on Kruger's plate for him and helping him and just digging in with.
He's like, if you wish to discuss it amongst yourselves, I can leave the room if you feel more comfortable that way as well. And Kruger kind of leans back in his chair. Trent leans back in his chair and, sips at his drinks.
Are there any other people here besides just us and Trent at the table?
No. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Well, depends on if you count the bear as one of us.
No.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
He doesn't speak common.
I can talk to him.
You don't speak common.
No comment.
You can talk to other dwarves too, but we don't count them among our group. We're not
They're
good.
not-
Just let
they're not-
any wild animal in.
Aw.
Aw.
No, there is no one outside the party other than Trent in the room at the moment.
Galgrim, can you talk to pigs too? And I kind of point towards the dead pig that we're eating right now.
I think we're past the point of discussion on that one.
Kruger has his hand in the rib cage.
Oh. I'm sure Valis can fix this up.
I
as something
can as
that
long as
moves.
Valis fixes it first.
Yeah.
What?
There's an interesting offer on its face and would be relatively tempting. I would be curious if there are sorts of obligations involved with such an organization.
Well, there are always obligations. We would expect you to uphold yourselves to our, standards. And perhaps do a few tests for us now and then. that meet with our standards. But most of the time, you would be on your own to pursue whatever pursuits you wish, as long as they do not run afoul of our codes.
Catching a lot of beating around the bush things here, but I'm not that good at reading people. But that doesn't stop me from trying. Is he like in? I'm trying to think of the way to describe it. Is he very intentionally trying to hide something, like in the fine print, as it were? I mean, I know there's only
Um,
so much you can just tell from what little he's given us, but it's basically, hey, here's
you
an
can
offer.
roll me diplomacy.
Quick, Raz, channel your inner sister Mary.
It's like, okay, yeah, we got an organization you can join. I can't tell you much about it, but do you want to join it?
You have to sign under the
Oh,
TOS.
if he tells you much about it and you say no, he'll have to kill you.
Mm.
Back to the gibbets with him.
Yeah.
Only a 23.
Yep. You are positive he's keeping stuff back,
I figured that
but
much.
nothing that
Dessert.
seems like he's
Nothing
trying
like-
to necessarily hide it from you, like he's
Like-
trying to mislead you.
Right, like sign the dotted line. All right, we'll be back for your firstborn child in 3 days.
No, nothing like that. This isn't a deal with a Mahdi.
We'll be back for the cat folk's tale in a week.
What do you mean by structured society?
One that follow laws, of course.
Every society follow laws. If you were to come back to my tribe, you would find
Not
it much
every.
different here.
Yes, but your tribe still follows its laws, correct? It has laws and it follows them. Those who break these laws or cause chaos or anarchy are dealt with and punished.
Yes, and
So-
that's
Exactly.
why I was asking, what kind of society are you trying to build? I come from one that values strength above all things, not where we are now.
He kind of looks at you for a moment, Kruger. I cannot tell you our ethics or our code at this time, but I am quite sure you would not find any trouble with any of our edicts.
Is there some way I can do insider, whatever this game's version is?
Be a diplomacy.
All right.
Strength does come in many forms.
Yeah.
Some more appropriate than others.
Oh, just in case anyone has no hero points, make sure you give yourself one.
Okay, yeah.
Is everyone immediately checked?
I think I think I reset everyone to one, but can't remember if I did or not.
Look,
But-
Kruger, what would have been like a what? Negative. What would you have rolled before your feat there? A 6?
Look, Nanu,
Yeah.
you get a hero
Yeah,
point.
it would have been a 6.
No, familiars and companions do not
You
get hero
said
points.
everyone.
Only PCs.
Familiars are people too.
Yeah,
they're
he
not.
says you're not a person.
Fight the power, man.
They're not.
I mean, mine probably isn't, but Nanul seems a little bit more animated.
Nanu, I'll give you a hero point. Just don't ever use it.
He puts it in his pocket with his 3 gold.
Oh, you hear the hero point jingling inside.
Our rules follow much that society offers as well, but we do differ on a few things. But that's how most people are, though. We have a slightly different view on how society should be.
So it seems like he's more or less telling the truth.
With your 13, yeah.
Okay.
How are we supposed to know that our morals align with yours without any information?
If we did not think you a fit, we would not be having this conversation. Now, some of you we have no doubt you will fit right in. We are positive your morals will fit. Some of you are more on the edges, but let me be clear.
The edges of society?
This is an offer for the group, not any one individual. You would all accept it or all refuse it. Don't shake your head at me, Zakara.
Talking about a lot of round beating around the bush type of things, but Sun played a character who was all about that sort of thing not that long ago. Trying to get a straight answer out of that character was like pulling teeth.
It was fun.
I certainly wouldn't mind an opportunity to discuss amongst ourselves.
Oh, but of course. He kind of grabs the one bell, hands it, puts it over in front of you, Raz. Just ring that when you're ready for me to come back in.
I thought you were gonna have him ring it for someone to come get, like, carry him out. I was like, was that necessary?
They just pick up the chair like a litter.
Yes, it was.
And he kind of gets up, says, "If you will excuse me, then," and heads out. He does not go out the same door that the kitchen help has been coming in and out of, though. He goes out a different door.
Once he's gone, when he's gone, and I'm sure we're at least immediately, to my freaking terrible perception, clear.
Mm-hmm.
So, an interesting offer out of the blue, many benefits, but does not want to talk much of the cost. What do you think?
Hey Zargan, how's that interact with my lack of joining society?
And a society is like a city, not a group. You're already part of a group,
You're just joining a club.
a cult,
Druid
let's say.
joins the,
A cult.
Druid joins the party, loses his class
I was just
immediately.
checking for clarification.
Hello, Gilmore.
That's not
joins
Gilmore,
party
that's
with
Trent.
joins a party with a dandy gnome and a nobleman human. Immediately loses features.
I
Just
sit
popping up
Brett
ahead.
background. I do actually get up and walk to the door and listen and try and determine if there's somebody on the other side
Which
trying to hear
door?
first to the one where he left by, and then after that one, I'll go to the one that's the servant door,
Okay.
just to see if we can hear somebody on the other side or whatever.
Go ahead and roll me a thievery. No, it's just a perception.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
This is for the one Trent left through.
Are there any? Oh God, how do you even?
You don't hear nothing.
Is
I
this
got a
like
piece of pork in my ear.
Could this possibly have been an organization that might have been like talked about in the chat? Like, you know what I mean? Is this like one of those, like, trying to think of like a comparable thing from like Critical Role that you may have known about, but I don't think you're that far into campaign 3.
I'm like 3 episodes into campaign 3. I haven't watched it for months.
Anyone?
You know that there are secret organizations. They have their own kind of like the Rotary in modern day. The Moose Lodges. It's different things like that. Some things are open, some things aren't. I mean, it's not unheard of. It doesn't surprise you that he's in one. But you haven't ever heard of anything like. I mean, they all kind of say they believe in the same shit. From the second one, Glizzik, you hear some like dishes and a little bit of mild chatting, like
But
from
not
15, 20 feet away, but definitely have like
sure.
people working.
Okay. I kind of I'm still listening to the door, but I give a thumbs up to the rest of the group over at the table.
All right. Notice the thumbs up from Glizzik. They definitely don't seem to be too, at least from their pitch, seem interested in prying too much in affairs. Poor bit morally ambiguous. That could serve us.
I do find it interesting that it's a group offer, not an individual one.
Maybe that's the type of jobs they need us to do rather than, just one freelance person,
And for all we know, it could be something like a private security firm for all, you know. They offer. He mentioned that they. I'm just looking at the thing again. Yeah, offer like freaking space and whatnot for us to operate out of. And that could be a boon in of itself. Glizzik and I were thinking of finding a place for us all to crash between our gigs. And I was not looking forward to the financial cost of that. This could save us there on that. I just would not mind knowing a bit more. Perhaps, if we're interested, he might be willing to divulge more. At its face, it certainly sounds like an interesting offer.
Willing to hire me, which is more than I can say for most.
I have noticed they've been a bit kinder to you than we've found most to be so far.
I'm interested in the controlled knowledge he offered us.
Very much so.
My,
Although,
My curiosity is getting the better of me. I, for one, don't see a reason not to take them up on it, at least at the moment.
let's at least see what these tenants are.
If we are planning on setting up shop, this would only help us with contacts. You know.
I agree.
Sure.
And I don't think he's hiding anything outwardly malicious towards us. Obviously, he's hiding things. He can't discuss it all, but I didn't get the. I don't have any vibes that he's trying to keep any sort of deal with the devil aspects to himself. I'm not the best at reading, though. Perhaps one of you can get a better garner on that one. I'm
Fortunately,
more.
I'm more at home when.
I would like to know what the cost of leaving the organization would be if we chose to do so later.
Many worldly obligations require many to leave. I would be curious myself. Well, are we then interested in hearing him out, tentatively accepting?
I'd say
Let's
yes.
see why not.
Sure.
Sure.
Kruger nods with his mouth full.
All right, I will ring the little is it like a little soft bell, like a little handbell?
Yeah.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Is it made of silver? Can we beat a vampire to death with
It is
this?
crystal.
Ah.
Thinking of the song "My Dingaling" when you said that.
Oh, god damn it! Now it's stuck in my head.
Show us
Yeah.
hard. Swing across that
All right,
thing.
you hit it, little ding a ding a ding. In fact,
Ring.
you're not. I mean, it's not super loud. But a few seconds later, the door that Trent went out opens and he comes out. You're not even sure how he could have heard that, but
Sharp ears. Listening to the whole conversation.
it's a were rat. I mean,
I would be, but
It's his vampire hearing from when he was turned down in the sewer. I
his organization are the vampires.
as he walks in, I kind of leave the servant's door and go back and sit down next to Kruger and start stuffing my face again.
okay. He walks over, sits down. Ah, yes. So you had a chance to speak amongst yourselves. Have you come to a decision yet?
I believe we have. I think we're all intrigued by your offer. We'd, we see have no. If I can fucking find words. I've no reason to think that any of us are against it. We're willing to hear you out and accept a proposal.
Ah, excellent. He picks up a different bell and rings it. The kitchen door opens, and the one waiter comes out with a fine silver tray and a fancy bottle and 7 glasses.
Good stuff. It's that elven shit, probably.
Kruger leans over to Glissick. What are the rest of you going to drink?
You have a problem.
The waiter comes out, sets the bottle down next to Trent with 1 glass, and walks and gives each of you a glass that's already full. It looks like a nice brownish, like a nice fancy cognac. Has a nice earthy smell to it. Trent picks up his glass, holds it out like a toast. Let us toast to our new friendship.
I'll hold the glass best I can with my whittled gnome arms.
Best I can with my big, thick fork finger.
The
It's
glasses,
like holding it between 2 fingers because it's just so little.
the glasses are not super ornate, and you've noticed that Kruger's cup's a little bit sturdier than like Glizzik's and Raz's. Looks like they pick cups that would lessen the chance of you breaking them.
Yeah, mug collection.
And he holds it up and drinks it.
I'll do the same.
Yeah, I'll take a drink.
Yeah.
Everybody roll fortitude.
No, I
And
chug
be
it.
It's dark spawn blood.
Zargan tipped his head back far enough that it looked like he was chugging it. Kruger
Oh,
would do
he
it regardless,
he
but
does. He just drinks the whole cup.
Welcome to the Grey Wardens,
I mean,
motherfuckers.
it's maybe like it's only it's maybe like 2 shots. It's not like a full wine glass.
Blizzik raises his up, pulls it back down, and hands it to Kruger to replace the one he just finished, so he can have mine.
I will drink Glizzy.
Someone's got a clear head.
No, Glizzik can drink his own cup.
So obviously, Kruger, he only thinks straight when he's drinking.
All right. As you think about doing that, Glizzik, you're like, I don't want to drink this. We have to Kruger. You notice that you kind of go to move it, and then you just down it.
Who does? I do or Kruger does?
You do.
But I don't want to have alcohol. We're at a meeting.
I understand that, but you drink it anyways. It's a significant toast.
It's social alcohol.
You feel it'd be wrong if it'd be insulting if you didn't drink it. So everyone drinks.
How's it feel to be
I look
charmed?
at Kruger while I'm drinking it. I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want this.
You don't say that because it's not that slow. You like give it to. Oh, no, I'll just drink it. You're like it'd be rude. So you chug
Sounds
it.
like he waterboarded himself.
It is very
bounce off your plot armor.
tastes of like has a faint mushroomy taste to it. Sorry,
Oh my God, we're drinking
you
orcs.
die. But it has a nice earthy tone flavor to it and a faint aftertaste of mushrooms.
Belluar screams in the distance.
Yep. He puts his cup down. Excellent. Now we can go on and discuss the initiation. And as he
It has already begun.
Kruger, you notice Raz go thunk face down.
Yeah, auto phase.
Then you hear a thump, 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 thump. As everyone else does the same thing, and then you're like, ugh, and then you go down last.
Wow, I resent that. My fortitude save is just as good as his.
He has to go down last. He has to clean up after everyone else.
Law.
Nunu, whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Oh, good game.
I fall on top of him.
Good
All
game,
right, so
guys.
now we're making new characters.
All right, I can make an oracle now.
All right. Time passes. You don't know how long. You foggily come awake. You're lying flat on your back on a cold stone object with no clothing on. It's not like freezing cold, but it's definitely chill. You can definitely feel it through your fur or, through your skin. You kind of briefly struggle to get up and you realize you're restrained. The restraints that are several around you, they are very tight and very strong.
Man, I'm mad because
there's even one over the top of your head, so you can't turn your head. You do have a gag in as well. And as you're kind of struggling a little bit to try to free yourselves, you hear a faint chanting.
Can I really actually struggle to get out of them? I mean, I mastered athletics now, so...
I understand that, but you can't roll high enough to get out of them.
I call
they brought out the fancy shit.
Well, it's if you don't know those, but they are magically enhanced.
Mm.
You don't say.
Yes.
So am I.
The chanting starts out softly, coming from various points around you. You can't make it out, and you can't turn your head, so you're not really sure where it's coming from. Slowly grows louder and louder and louder till it's like echoing in your head. Then it just stops, and the whole room goes deathly quiet. So silent you can't even necessarily hear yourself breathe. And then suddenly, your mind is filled with an intense pain. Nothing you have felt like this before. Right above your heart. You hear a faint sizzling as something red and hot is burning into your chest.
Ah, shit, now we're
You would scream if you could. After a few seconds, the intensity kind of lowers itself, and it starts to go dull as you kind of get just used to it, and it's more of a tolerant level. And then a loud voice calls out in a strange tongue which you do not understand.
This is bullshit.
Starts like chanting. Oh,
All
that's
these
nice.
damn languages. How many can there be in the world?
A lot.
Or at least one more than everyone
As
has
this
put
loud
together.
one starts chanting out on like the second or third verse, Kruga, in your head, the soft, feminine voice speaks to you. You have served in the past. Are you willing to serve once more? Your service was noticed, and this chance will not happen again. Will you serve? It's very seductive voice. It's not. You can't tell what race it is, or even what language it's speaking, other than you can understand it. Your first instinct is go, hell yes. But you are not compelled. This is definitely your choice.
Serve who?
The one you have served in the past, do you not remember? You chant to him many times.
I will always serve the Reaper.
And the voice changes, leaves Kruga as he kind of passes out again, and goes to Glizik. Your little goblin head, the soft feminine voice calls to you. Your mother, the Witch of the Winds, often beseeched us for aid. You already have a piece of our Lord with you. Will you serve?
But like his pinky toe?
Out of character, do I still have the gag in my mouth?
Oh, of course.
And then thumbs up.
Well, this is all in your head, so
Okay. I thought it was
use your
out loud.
use your
no, this
inside
is
voice.
The mind axe, yes.
the comments to each of you guys is directed to you individually.
Okay.
So is that a yes? Was that?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Then you kind of pass out.
I think my actions lately have warranted that I.
Galgrim, the voice comes to you next. You have left behind your nature and family to seek your path in the world. Serve, and we will walk with you, fight with you, and help you on your path. Will you serve?
Do I know what the others' answers have been, or is it
Nope.
All in turn. New dwarf, who dis?
Signal
Same thing
low.
with you. You kind of, there's a feeling inside you want to say, yes, you want this, you want to belong. But
Yeah.
nothing's forcing you. You do remember what Trent said. It's all or none.
Yes.
You fade back. You fall back asleep. Valis, the voice comes to you. You serve the Lord already. You just don't realize it yet. Serve us, and your powers will grow. Will you?
Oh hell yeah! You said my magic words, and I'm out of buy out a power hungry wizard.
And then you pass out.
With an erection.
Oh, more magic!
Even though it's
Good thing
cold.
They put me face down.
Is it an erection or is it Nathier?
Is that a snake in your pocket or?
The voice then travels to the gnome, Raz. You are the tricky one. But what you seek is attainable with the right training and assistance. Serve, and we will aid you in your quest. Will you serve?
I serve myself and my people first and foremost. If you will aid me in this, then I will aid you in your tasks.
You pass out. Finally, the voice comes to Zakara. You are heading down a dark and dangerous road filled with the enemies of us all. The Forsaken will not sit still while you strike against them. Serve, and you will receive the aid you need. Will you serve?
I need all the help I can get. I'll serve.
Alright, you pass out. Alright. Give me a minute. I'm going to open up documents for you in your order.
Did we really have to be naked for that?
Why, yes. For them to do what they did to you, yes.
Oh
Krug-
my.
Kruger's
You know-
mind just goes back to some of the poetry that he's been reading. It's like, this seems familiar.
It has been unleashed.
Had some crazy initiation rituals, but I gotta say, the enema, that was new.
The Sexonomicon.
Sexonomicon.
I want when I give you this, Kruger, I want you to open the first thing that's on it and let me know if you can open it.
Okay. No.
All right, it's going to take a minute more then. I'm going to make all these public.
Where's my handout?
You're almost last.
Boo. Is it because it's alphabetical?
No,
Don't worry, they'll give you a high chair.
Kruger's not first.
Can't let the dirty dwarf be first.
So it is done by height. I was the tricky one, huh?
You know, with
What it said?
crafting,
Yeah, like-
with crafting, we can make some stilts for our characters. I'm just saying, and get some respect into this place.
You could ride the bear too.
I'm fine with people thinking they're better than me.
You just
It's all-
build yourself really extended legs. that you stand on.
It's not
So
that
they
they
look-
think
they
they're
look
better
like
than you. They just
4-foot high
are.
boot.
I'm willing to let them think
Amazing.
that, as long as it's useful to me.
All right, almost done.
Everybody's tough until they gotta swallow an acid flask.
All right, try your first one now, Kruger.
Yep, popped up.
Oh god,
All
I just
right,
remembered freaking
so
bows.
the very first one on the list you guys will be getting, you have. I will be transferring to your character sheet in a minute. After Kruger was Glizzy.
Ah, that's the damnedest thing, Glizik. Mine says an extra 6 inches of height.
Raider.
Mine says an extra
Well,
6 inches of length.
I
I now have 7 inches.
I was about to say, well, it doesn't specifically say height. That's just what I'm assuming, but I don't think that's what I'm gonna find when I wake up. All that charisma's got to go somewhere.
Shaped like a tuna can. What?
Oh.
The age-old question of where's
Oh,
that
baby.
charisma dedicated?
That thing that just popped up is my thing?
Well, yeah, that's why I popped.
The first time
Oh.
Galgrim has an erection.
That's my thing?
I haven't felt much ever since. Oh.
All right, as you guys wake up, you're all in the same room. You
Yeah,
are
okay.
still naked.
I gotta say, that room's gonna smell great. With all
All
the
of your
burning flesh.
gear is in piles around the room. And you know innately you have the very first dedication on those lists for free. You each now have an archetype that we'll be adding to your character sheet. Not necessarily
mean
right now, but I will add it tonight or
Does
tomorrow.
that mean I have another fucking anathema?
No.
Yeah, anathemas are actually fairly rare between the other classes.
Every single one of the druid ones has one.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
that's like the only one.
Some of the barbarian ones do, but they're rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm saying. Did I just get another one? I have to do 4
I don't know.
now?
What does your thing say?
I'm reading it.
So everyone gets the first one, the dedication one, automatically. So we will be adding that to your sheet.
Yeah.
Some of them come with abilities and powers, some of them do not.
I like mine.
Same.
Everyone also gets 2 archetype feats. You can spend on ones on this new list if you're high enough level for them. On an archetype you already have, for I think one of you that already has an archetype. Or if you want to go crazy, you can get a different archetype.
Like Familiar Master?
You cannot.
Because I already have another one.
You have to meet those requirements for your
Yeah,
first archetype.
I gotta
These
get one
archetypes
more out of
have
Dandy.
no limiting factors. Normally, when you pick an archetype, you have to pick at least 2 more feats in it before you can pick an additional archetype. These ones do not qualify. These ones do not have that.
The new ones.
Right. And I
Okay.
believe everyone can spend both of these new feats, additional feats, in your new archetype if you would like. I think there's enough powers that you can pick.
Tough call.
So we will pop out of game for a minute, and while you guys make your decisions, I'm going to start adding stuff to your character sheets. Like I said, you guys are awake, so if you want to discuss this amongst yourselves, you're more than welcome to.
Oh. Yeah, so if we all wait, but we're like in a fucking nondescript room with just all of our shit scattered around,
Basically.
or is it neatly packed?
No, they are neat. Like your clothes are folded and stuff sitting there. It wasn't like they just dumped your shit.
They got my fucking collection of bottles and vials, enough
Oh,
to
yeah.
stock a bar.
Do we have any tattoos or branding?
Ah, yes, you do. On your chest. Oh, by the way, remember, you are all still naked. On your chest is... Oh, do I have a picture of it? I know I did before. Maybe not. Well, I'm not sure if you remember the... Oh, I do have it. Let me post it.
It's gonna be a hard pick. What do you mean I can't qualify for resuscitate yet? You don't need level 16. That's a lie.
Kruger
I posted it in Discord.
looks over at Glizik and said, "Do not be ashamed of what you are, little one."
And you notice on that branded thing, there's a small indentation as if you could put something small inside it and it would like stick there.
In our branding,
We
Yes.
can now smuggle drugs.
Remember, folks,
We-
always be on brand.
telling me Raz can now be gem encrusted.
Wait, Ishi, the
It
little
does
symbol you
look
came
like
up
maybe a
for the party.
gem.
We can put those inside each of us.
First thing Raz does when he wakes up and takes stock of what's going on is he's gonna clamber on over to his supplies and pull out his yeah. Well, yeah, I kind of figured. He's gonna clamber over to his formula book, his journal, and start scribbling in it, like grabs for something and like you just like when you wake up from something in a dream and you want to write it down before you forget it, just in case you do forget it, kind of like
Yep.
that.
All right.
Your worth is not tied to how you look. Your worth is tied to your strength, and you are strong.
That's easy for you to say because you're strong.
And you are a
Imagine
shaman.
strong.
He's army strong.
While I can lift boulders, you can blow them up.
True. Is Nanul still on top of my head naked?
The Knoll is, yes.
Is Nether
He's
still
always
naked?
naked, though.
Right?
Yes, Nether's still
God.
naked, too.
So
Then
inappropriate.
the fair has
And
a
Barney's
little-
over there sleeping on the floor near Galgrim.
Also naked.
Somebody shaved the bear. He now
Too
looks
much
scarier.
Too much truth in this room right now.
Before Kruga puts on anything else, he starts putting on his hand wraps.
I'm gonna go for my pants.
Kruger pulls out the book, starts reading poetry to Zakara.
While I have you all
Oh.
here, we seem appropriate. Let me read from you a tale of my people.
So if anyone has any questions or such, just let me know. Or you wish to discuss amongst yourselves, please do.
I'm still reading and trying to get a grasp on this whole
That's
freaking
fine.
stance swapping bullshit I just got.
So you said we get dedication, and then we can choose 2 of the feats right now?
Provided you have the right level for them. Some of the feats are higher level, and some require other ones. For you, you can pick from the list that's listed, or the other ones below. So if you wanted any of those, like one of those you already have, but sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So when it says feet and then the number next to it up in the top corner, that's the level it needs.
Yes,
Minimum, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I can't grab resuscitate.
they
for
should
free.
be in order. So keep your looking at the first couple. If you go down one at a time, when you find one that's level 8 or higher, just stop because you can't get the other ones. Remember, you are level 7, so you can get any feat level 1 through 7.
So I have a whole whopping 3 I can pick from. Okay.
Unless you want to pick a whole other archetype, yes. But I tried to pick these archetypes for each of you guys based on questions I've asked you and how I think you want to play your character.
So if we pick another archetype, does that give us like a whole other option of things to choose from, or is it just switch it to a different one?
No, this does not switch.
Okay, so we keep this permanently, but we could also pick another archetype.
Yeah, you have the dedication feat at the beginning.
Yeah, the dedication feat's always the first one you have to pick before it
Like,
branches into the others.
I think the only one who has a archetype right now is Raz. So if he wanted to, he could take those 2 feats and take 2 feats from his other dedication, his other archetype, if he qualified for them, instead of picking from his new one.
Yeah,
Have
probably
you
not
used
gonna.
at least 2 from your first one?
I've got 2 in my first, 2 in my first
1.
one. I've got the actual dedication and then 1 extra one.
Yeah,
so I
so
would
you
need
need
1
one more.
more to clear up the ability to go into something else.
Right, but
that
these
wasn't
ones
the
I have
free one.
given you
Right.
do not stop you from picking another archetype. And I think Raz is the only one that has one. Yes,
Like
these
this,
are.
like this one doesn't have the limitation of you have to pick 3 before you can pick another.
Correct.
Basically. Yeah, I thought about sinking at least one of them into Dandy, but I actually don't qualify for a lot of the stuff at the moment. I need another level or 2. So they're probably both going to go into this one. Which is good, because there's some good stuff in here. I'm trying to decide between freaking treat condition or doctor's visitation, because they're both great.
Are these homebrew?
No.
Mine's in archives and methods.
Yeah, advanced
Several of
players
these, I think they're all in archives. Yours, Zakara, I modified from one that I found.
So hers is homebrew.
Kind of, yeah. I took the one that I based it off of and changed it to fit her instead of someone who didn't use the same weapons. But all the rest are pretty much right out of various books or such that have been published, so they're pretty balanced. Several from Secrets of Magic and so forth. But I added all the feats in so you can click on them and read what they are.
Oh, I'm trying. This is rough.
You don't have to keep them secrets. You can ask party members.
I'm basically trying to pick between. I got medic dedication is the one I got, the medic archetype. Trying to pick between Doctor's Visitation, which lets you move, and then a battle medicine someone as a single action, as opposed to using two, or to pick something that would allow me to, as a two action, treat a condition. Starts with clumsy, enfeebled, and sickened, and then you can grab an upgraded version that adds frightened, stupefied, and stunned. So the option is Doctor's Visitation and treat condition baseline, or treat condition baseline and then the upgraded version for more stuff, but no Doctor's Visitation.
Basically, it lets him remove conditions off people in the middle of combat or after combat.
What are the ones that don't drop off? Sickened is one.
A lot of them do.
A lot of them do or don't.
It's probably half and half that don't drop off.
It's basically an option between a little bit of more mobility for what I do or more utility, which I'm kind of leaning towards at the moment because I haven't had too much issues getting to you guys to do stuff. Usually, that one Glizzic incident on the table, notwithstanding. But we certainly don't have a lot of options for cleansing things. Clumsy, enfeebled, sickened, frightened, stupefied, and stunned would
Without
all
people
kind
taking
of,
specific spells.
yeah, would all kind of have to run their course. I think I'll do that. I think I'll go the treat condition holistic care route. I think fits better anyway.
I have one that says the mastermind is a prerequisite. Mastermind racket. Should it? Do I have to be a different racket, or should that just be the archetype?
Which one is that?
For Clever Gambit.
No, that one is a standard one right out of the book. You would have to have that racket.
So for mine, I got Champion, which is like this game's version of Paladin.
Once you've picked your feats, let me know what they are in Discord. Told you Kruger was the tank.
We got to work with what we got, apparently.
I thought Glizzic was tank.
Okay, sent it,
Valid.
Sargon.
Yep.
Now I just need to put something somewhere where I will see that I can treat all this shit.
Any new stuff we get tonight, I'll add. If they need like actions, I will add them to you, but not tonight.
The medic dedication benefit, because it just basically upgrades battle medicine and treat wounds to do extra hit points. Is that something we can add now, or is that something you have to add, like, finagling in the system? Was that something that adds?
I already have it built.
Okay.
Hey guys, if we all pick up Viking as our dedication feat, we can change the tone of the campaign really quick.
Oh, I actually forgot the fucking actual medic dedication. Battle medicine and treat wounds heals more the higher the skill that I use. It does 10 hit points at the current DC that I know, an extra 10. And once a day, I can use battle medicine on someone who's already immune to battle medicine. So I can use it twice on people now instead of just once.
Oh, wow.
Now, I have a question here, Zargan, because the last line in there, if you're a master in medicine, you can do so once per hour. Does that apply to the craft thing because of Shurgen?
Yes.
Yes, I can battle medicine once an hour. Everybody, forever.
That's actually really good, too.
I'm not going to add that right now, Bio, but I already have it built. I just want to make sure, because when I add this, I might be taking away the other ones you have.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's fine. This is a direct upgrade.
Yeah.
5 additional hit points at the expert level and 10 at the master level on all battle medicine and treat wounds. Yeah, that's the big thing is now that we got to master rank, battle medicine every hour. which is good. That gives me a little bit more of a sustained option for healing that clerics usually get. Spell slots. I could divvy up more potions to more people.
Yay, drugs.
Has anyone else made decisions or wish to discuss? So we have a medic and a paladin.
That's like 2 pillars of a group composition right there.
I'll be nameless DPS.
I mean, what did you get? If you don't mind sharing.
I got Gunslinger. I'm trying to decide which way I want.
Fucking course you did. Some people cast spells. I shoot spells.
Hey, that was a very good prestige class in 3.5, remember?
It was
Yeah.
a broken
so
ass
on,
prestige
right.
class in 3.5.
There was a lot of prestige classes that were broken because they just fucking shotgunned like hundreds of prestige classes by the end of it.
Remember, he's a gunslinger archetype. He's not the gunslinger class, so he can't
Yeah.
shoot spells.
You just get some quirk, some fun little flavor stuff that's in keeping of
Yep,
that class.
and
It's
use
basically
guns.
yeah.
So flamethrower and electric rod type stuff, yes?
Have to ask him. Depends on what he picked. What about everyone else? Please share amongst yourselves.
Yeah. What'd you get, Galgrim? You said something about stance dancing. That seems right up your alley after that fucking thing you tried to give me back in 3.5.
That thing was not that complicated.
It had an 80-page book for the one class.
3 classes. There was 3 classes in that book, and there was some other supplemental stuff. And we're not
believe
getting into this right now because I can argue it for 10 minutes. I got Geomancer.
I don't know what that does.
Basically, if I cast a spell in the same, like, if I'm in a forest and I cast a plant-based spell, I get some bonuses.
Mhm.
And it depends on the environment.
And if you look higher up in some of the feats,
Yeah,
you can decide that environment whenever you want.
yeah.
Some of his powers affect him, some affect allies, some affect the enemies.
I can also pass it off to other people, and
Can
Yep.
you summon Captain Planet?
He is Captain Planet.
I'm gonna be a kaiju at some point, so I'm gonna be fucking Captain Planet.
When was Captain Planet ever a fucking kaiju?
Do you know the lore of Captain Planet?
Yeah, seriously.
Deeply.
That dude was a kaiju in disguise.
That's
He was just
exactly
waiting
what
for
he
his
was.
moment.
So just so you guys know, since I am now a champion, I have my own anathemas, which is going to make Kruga more Kruga-y.
Oh god.
Oh,
But you
God.
don't say. Kruga more Kruga-y?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what does the champion actually do for you?
So to start off, I get trained in religion and stealth. I get trained in champion DC, and then I'm bound by the anathemas.
You also get armor, light, medium, and heavy armor.
I already had that.
Oh, sorry.
Somehow, I don't know how, but
Probably orc stuff.
yeah. My tenets are I can never perform acts anathema to my deity, or willingly commit a purely good act, such as giving something solely out of charity, casting a good spell, or using a good item. I can never put another person's needs before my own, and I can never put my own needs before those of my deity. Though I can perform acts others might consider helpful, it must be done with the expectation that ultimately furthers my own goals or those of my master. Let no one who is lesser than you wield power over you or lead you. Mercilessly enforce established
You tend to be
hierarchies of
evil.
masters and servants. Topper seize control of illegitimate hierarchies such as democratic governments or the arrogant echelons of the celestial planes, and fill power vacuums by taking the power for yourself. And bind the weak to serve you. This tenet doesn't require you to spare foes' lives if you think they would be disloyal if pressured into servitude, nor does it require you to keep more servants than you find practical or useful.
So it's Kruga.
Yeah.
A little more evil. It's the real Kruga. Please stand up.
At least the group interaction shouldn't be too bad. Generally, people helping you that's an easy one. Generally, them helping you keeps you alive.
I'm really tempted to pick up Elementalist as a second archetype or dedication.
I looked at it, but it switches your entire spell list to only that spell list.
I know,
which
but
is why I was like,
Geomancer bonuses based off elemental spells, and I can with elementalist I can change what the spells do to different elements. So I could literally use elementalist to switch a fire spell to water to give myself water bonus in a plains biome because I'm an asshole like that.
If it works, you're going to lose your druid spell list if you go elementalist. Consider that, because there
Yeah.
was some stuff in the primal that I don't want to get rid of, like heal. You will lose access to. I've been digging into that one too, just because I'm so much frost and fire and things like that. I wasn't sure either.
Like I said,
Oh.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Cool. I just want to make sure they were the same thing all the way through, Zargan.
Yeah, if I missed
Okay.
it, it's because I just didn't. I just
Copy
missed
paste.
it.
Understood. I'm assuming it's all one thing. So okay, cool.
Yes.
I actually did have the /em in chat that you guys can actually see modes of light running up and down different sigils on my body in the darkened like scars and stuff.
Well, don't keep us in suspense there, man. Tell us about it.
He's trying.
Rune.
Shut up.
Never.
Pipe down. Rune Scarred is the archetype I'm looking at, and essentially because we've been exposed to the magic and stuff, I've got special tattoos that are actually showing from underneath where my scars were. And it's going to give me occult as a school as far as magic, and my feats will help me get extra spell slots for the day as innate spells. Rune Scarred. So more blasty
Not
or
necessarily.
other stuff because they're occult spells rather than the things I've been using. And also, I'm better at occultism. So more mama side stuff than goblin-y stuff.
RuneScaped.
Can we afford for me to not have healing spells?
You didn't for a while.
Yeah, I mean, he's got pots. I've got pots if we have to, dude. Just take time to make more. Downtime.
You do you.
What I'd be losing, the only things I'd be losing that'd be critical to the party would be heal and haste.
We can get haste from other means too.
Well,
If you
you
want to
can
go for
cast
it, go
haste
for it.
technically too.
I just have to learn it, but yeah.
Don't worry, you can always retrain it with some downtime, probably.
Yeah.
No, I like straight up lose it. It changes my spell list completely. I change from primal to elemental spell list.
I don't think elementals is like.
It is
What do you
now
mean?
for this.
It is. It's its own spell list.
Yeah, it's weird like that.
If you take the elemental archetype, it completely redoes your spell list to a completely different spell list.
Well, I mean, you got to consider the stuff that you're going to have access to now that you didn't have access to before, too, because there are some new things on that list, too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm looking at, and a lot of
Yeah.
the like offensive and defensive abilities in it are really nice for solo, but I lose the bonus things like haste and guidance.
Do you lose anything that interacts with your bear?
No, all my bear stuff's all feat based.
Okay.
That comes from druid. I would lose. Technically, I have a spell I can take that's heal pet that I would lose, but I haven't been taking it anyways.
Yeah, I know.
Screw that bear.
It does it does basically the same thing as regular heal spell, and I can only use it on the pet. It's a little bit stronger. It's like a D10 instead of a D8, but it's only on my pet.
For an
So
average of one extra hit
It's
point.
more versatile to take heal.
Yeah.
And use it on
Plus,
the bear.
the bear can
Sounds
drink
like it.
potions too.
Yeah, and I keep the pet cache spell where I can pull my pet into a pocket dimension.
Now hear me out. Like a little bowl wrapped around the bear's neck so he can drink a potion when needed.
Potions evaporate quite quickly.
Yeah, I know.
In open air.
And I keep water walk and water breathing. And I gain shit like Earthbind, which I didn't have.
I mean, if it works anything like the 5th edition Earthbind, that'd be neat against some flying fucks.
Earthbind brings a flying creature to the ground.
Yeah.
Plus, it'll make Glizik and Galgrim have different spell lists, which
Yeah.
is good and bad.
True.
And I still keep like fly, gaseous form.
Fireball and lightning bolt are on there both still, thank goodness, I think.
Yeah.
I would hope so. Something named
The
Elementalist.
know,
thing,
yeah.
the biggest thing, the other thing I would lose would be I wouldn't be able to cast the wild shape forms as a spell anymore.
Yeah, only as your focus.
Only as my focus. And I would be like, right now I can do aerial form and dinosaur form as a spell, but I don't have the feat for them, so I can't do them as a focus.
That is a
So-
trade-off.
Do
Though
you
still wouldn't even be the. I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it. You have an alchemist in the group who basically can't touch you with half his shit because of that. So I don't know. There's some trade-offs, I think. Whatever you're interested in.
So are you going to be shape changing in combat, or are you going to be blasting spells though too?
Well, I mean, I've kind of been doing both. I usually shape change, and then if we don't have time to refocus, then I back to spells, or I switch. Like it varies on what we need. I don't know if you noticed, I've been doing both in combat. Some fights I sit back and cast spells, and some fights I get up and brawl.
would you keep your same like anathemas for your class?
Yeah, those are all feat based.
2 people are finished.
Oh, good lord.
I'm actually not sure this is an interesting option that I hadn't considered.
I'm glad I made it interesting. So everyone has mentioned theirs except for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Other
Spill the
people were
beans.
talking.
Tell me how I can help you stab better.
I have the Bumblebee Blade archetype.
You say
Bumblebee tuna.
Bumblebee?
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee tuna.
She's a cat, so it works.
It makes sense when you think about it.
Ace Ventura call. Thank you very much. Good job.
Does somebody like bees?
Bee sting.
Which I'm thinking it's taking from the Butterfly Blade.
Yeah. But I made it to work with rape.
So what's it do?
It's basically for espionage, intimidation, and combat mastery. So more things with rapiers and being intimidating. And a couple of these I already have, but there's some others here.
Yeah, several of those feats, the additional ones could be useful for you.
Yeah, they add on to what I have.
Yep.
So when do we gain so how do we gain other feats in this? Just when we hit a certain level, that level, we'd be able
What
to.
I'm playing with the archetype variant out of the Game Mastery Guide. Basically every even level you'll gain another archetype feat. Whether you spend it in this archetype or another one, it does not matter. Although if you pick another one, you have to maintain those rules. You have to have 3 feats in it before you can pick another one after that.
Yeah.
So in all, you end up with 10 bonus feats for archetypes. You just got 3 of them now, so you'll get another 7 of them as you level up. You'll
And are
get one
these
of 8,
retrainable
10.
like other feats are?
I don't believe so. I believe like, I don't know that for sure. I think they might be, because I think like at least the non-dedication one are, I believe. I'd
Just
have
to,
to double.
Yeah, I
Just-
would assume the dedication ones would be locked, but the non-dedication ones would.
Correct.
so just so you guys know, for the things that I picked up for my champion dedication, I just picked up feats within that. I picked what's called the champion's reaction. For my particular version, it's called Iron Command. Any enemy who damaged me within 15 feet as a reaction, I can command them to drop prone. And so they will kneel as a free action if they decide to do that. If they don't, then they're going to take at this level 2d6 mental damage, and that increases as we go up. And my attacks against them deal extra damage till the end of my next turn. And then I took a second. My second feat was to grab a level 1 champion feat, which is called Iron Repercussions, which means I can now take that damage and change it to persistent damage instead of just that upfront one-time damage.
Time to test on some commoners.
Well, they have to attack me first before I do that, so.
Bar fight.
Kneel.
And that does use your reaction to
Correct.
do
Yeah,
that.
that is a reaction. So if I use that and like enemy runs away, I won't be able to use
Do
my
anything
other
about it.
reaction. Yeah.
Correct.
That only really works on a critical hit, but it's still a good thing to have. My trained improvisation just got not as good because now I'm trained in 2 skills that I wasn't before.
Oh no!
But it
The
goes up.
horror.
I technically do have 2 more points in those things.
I mean, I guess you could decline it.
Yes, Kruger is now trained in religion. Who would like to talk to him about it?
Hey, we can talk religion together. I have
mean,
that.
You mean about your Lord and Savior, the Reaper?
Yeah.
Kruger,
Boom, boom,
let's
boom.
make zombies.
Going
Have
door
you
to
heard
door with
about
you.
our Lord and Savior, the Reaper?
It's Glizzik and Kruger in little white shirts with ties going door to door knocking. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior the Reaper?
No? Well, now you're going to meet him.
We'd like you to take this copy of Guard Tower.
All right, what are the rest of your pickings? Come on, Ish, what are you doing? Discuss.
Make your choice.
Everyone's exposed. It's funny because we're naked.
Well, at least someone didn't. At least we didn't wake up to someone closing a door on us for us to starve to death in a room while saying "game over."
Game over, man. Game over. Now, I've been planning to give you guys a free archetype for a while now, but I had to get you back to town, and you wouldn't leave the goddamn island.
You said
What's my
gold
power?
you said gold and danger. You should have known better.
The only
We
other
spent
thing
like-
you could have done to pull us away from that would have been golden hookers.
Yeah, we spent like 3 weeks on the boat too.
Nothing happened there. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Nothing of
Sorry,
importance
Venkman.
happened there.
Sorry, Venkman.
Aw.
One day the truth of that will come out.
Never.
At the end,
I
at
mean,
the
we
end
all
of the
know-
game.
I
We
still
all
believe
know-
it was. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I want to hear your theory.
I still believe it's the Newell that did that.
I think it was Zakara, but I'm only joking. I'm joking, by the way.
Zakar is jealous because she was the only female in the group, and she wants to keep that status. Are you gonna do what I PM'd you in Fantasy Grounds, Raz? You gonna do anything about that?
I got a message in.
A while back.
Yeah, maybe after we're done picking our stuff and I get
Okay.
dressed, or maybe not.
I mean,
Right now I'm just scribbling down some stuff here. I got some
Valus threw his
shit.
pants on real quick. No one else seems to be caring about walking around naked, especially
I don't give a fuck.
Zakara.
I covered
Modesty is,
myself.
Krug is
Mod-
just helicoptering in the corner.
modesty is a weird concept anyway. Who the fuck cares?
Kruger's helicoptering while saying deal.
Yeah, I was just I was waiting for folks to kind of finish their stuff before we kind of got back into the flow.
All right, Glizzik, you need to pick that one.
I was laughing because I looked at the advanced player's guide, and under occult there's only one cantrip, and it's basically like summon your instrument. And I'm like, wait a minute, there has to be more things than just this one. The core book has more choices, but it's just like summon instrument. Okay.
I mean, it's useful if you need an instrument as your spellcasting focus, like some sort of bard.
Hey, Glizzik, you need to pick that rune now.
How am I picking it?
Oh.
For both of those, yeah. The ones that I
well,
listed.
one's a spell, one's not a spell.
Right. And I've got ideas for the not a spell thing right now. But the spell things I actually have to pick 2 things for that and the cantrip. Because I'm level 7, so I'd get the first and the second and the cantrip. Correct, Mungo? Because once you hit 6, you get a second level as well. And then when I hit 8, I'll get a third.
Yes.
If I'm reading it right. Okay, cool.
Now these don't change, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm stuck with these.
Well, you could redo them, but you'd have to relearn the feat.
I recarve out a rune for mending.
Yep. I'm trying to get rid of the mending one, but it keeps mending itself.
It's mending.
I
Dude,
just
why do you keep cutting on you?
I just found a downside to switching spell lists. I lose speak with animals.
Oof.
Now your bear can shit talk you behind your back.
I mean, it did to his face already. He was all like, "Why are you causing trouble, man?"
Well, you found an item that let you speak to us while you're an animal. Maybe you'll find one to speak to animals later.
Maybe.
The bear runs away because he can't talk to anybody anymore.
No, you can talk to your bear. It's like a familiar. You have that link.
Oh, okay.
Well,
It's kind of
It's
like
not.
it's not
It's not speaking.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
not speak,
is
so it's
empathy. It is
yeah.
feeling. So it's not quite like a familiar.
It's like a well-trained house pet, like a
Kind
dog.
of.
Hey, Zargan.
Yes, ma'am.
For Clever Gambit, I want to look into that later because it doesn't really make sense that it has the Mastermind Racket as a prerequisite, because if you have that, you can just take it as a regular class feat.
Well, I think that's kind of like the difference between archetype and the class, because there's a lot of stuff you can't pick up as the archetype that is like exclusive to the class.
Say that
It is
again.
identical to the standard one. So, yeah, if you don't have that racket, you can't pick that up.
Ooh, I'd lose alarm too.
There are feats like Druid. There's a bunch of feats that only Druids of a certain type can have, and so forth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though it's part of the regular class.
Yes, and there's probably one under the class that you can only pick with your racket. I think there's probably one for each.
Yeah, I have the same
Yeah,
thing
there is.
as a champion, that there's something for there's 6 different types of champion, depending on your alignment. And basically your type of champion is determined by your alignment. So I can only choose, like, my particular reaction that I got is based on the fact of my alignment, but I can't choose any of the other ones because of it.
Sargon, did you add treat condition to my abilities? Or am I just
No.
blind?
Nope.
Okay,
Most of that stuff will be added in probably over the next week of downtime.
got it.
All right, I definitely got the second level spell. I've only gotten to the bees. I've got one though.
Bees.
Hey, there's 2 bees in the group now.
Bee.
See, now
Plus
Glissic has
video
the
will be
perfect spell to
awesome.
hype up, the bumblebee.
Where's that spell from?
Getting there. APB page 216. I put it in there too.
Oh, okay.
It
That's fine.
was bottom of one page, top of another page annoyance, so I had to do 2 things for you.
Yep. No, that's fine. I was starting to look it up myself in Fancy Grounds. I just wasn't sure where you were pulling it.
I single target a creature. I insult it enough it takes 2d6 persistent fire damage against a will save, and I keep insulting it till it dies.
What the fuck? You can heal that much now?
Well, it should be plus 30 because I did the wrong roll. That's on a crit with the master one, yeah, and that's a pretty good roll too. But
Yeah.
the plus 30 will
Yeah,
never
but
really
plus
change.
30 is nice.
Oh
Right?
my god, I'll
That'll
actually feel the
actually
heals now.
that'll actually go up once he gets the medic one.
That's with the medic dedication.
No, because doesn't medic add plus 5 to it?
10 at DC 30, which is why it's plus 30 because you've already changed
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's
No,
normally
I
plus
didn't change
20.
nothing. I didn't change nothing.
Well, if you added it to my sheet, then it changed.
No, master is plus 30 by itself
I thought it was plus 20. Maybe I got it mixed up.
because it's plus 10, plus 20, plus 30 for master, and then legendary is plus 40.
I'll take your word. 68 then. Well, 66, but if I use skin stitch, I add plus 2 to the check, and then if it succeeds, it becomes a crit. Don't worry, I'm definitely not using any bits of vampire I managed to salvage. I'm getting a lot of we're getting a lot of health regen monsters.
Because at master level, medic treat wounds is plus 40.
You sure? Oh, plus 40 with the thing, yeah.
Yeah, because it's 5 for basic, 10 for expert, and 15 for
Legendary or
yep. So it's 10 extra for master. No, yeah, because 5 additional at DC 20, which is expert, 10 at DC 30, which is master, and 15 at DC 40. So your treat wounds and battle medicine will heal a plus 40 at master.
yeah. Overheal Glizzic. That just means we're gonna get a lot more front loaded damage because I can do that basically twice in the first fight. The first one to apply the debuff, and then the second use. That has the 1 hour cooldown. Oh, does that mean we're gonna have to add like a secondary hour cooldown to the friggin' battle medicine button?
No, we'll have to remember. Ishi, what are you doing?
Stuff.
You're awfully quiet there. Everyone else is talking about their stuff.
Reading something.
What did you get as your option thing?
He already told us. Twas the gunslinger.
I think this might be a mistake, but I'm going to do the elemental thing.
Nice.
I think this might be a mistake, but we're doing
What are
it.
your other options?
Keeping non-elementalist, keeping my spell list. So I keep heal and alarm and shit.
Well, I'm
I mean-
assuming you have to pick up a feat in order to make that switch, right?
So it'd be one of my two that I could pick. It's a whole nother archetype.
Oh, you're picking up another archetype. Oh, okay.
The archetype is elemental. It's called elementalist. So I'd be archetype elementalist and geomancer.
Ah, a build worthy of Mystic.
With two different druid orders.
Is there nothing good in Geomancer?
There's a little bit, but I'm gonna pick up one of them from Geomancer with my other one. I only have 3 options of things to pick up from Geomancer, and one of them lets me, for one action, I can alter my attunement. So I already have to attune to the area we're in, and then I can alter the attunement to whichever terrain I want to, bonus I want to, but I have to cast the spell that's associated with it, and that only lasts for a minute.
And what does the attunement do for you?
Depends on the biome
Bonuses.
we're in. Yeah, there's like a whole fucking list of them. There's like 10 of them. Water or aquatic, arctic, desert, forest, mountain, plains, sky, swamp, and underground all do different things. So if I don't take that, that lets me shift it to whatever I want it to be if I cast the appropriate spell to go with it for a minute. As an action, which is I'd have to cast the spell and then cast attunement shift, which would be my whole turn, which is fine, but it would let me switch to whatever bonus I needed from that list. And they're
Well, it
all
lets you switch to whatever you choose from on the spell you just cast.
yeah,
Not, hey, I threw a fireball, so I'm gonna pick Arctic.
Yeah, no, I have to cast the appropriate spell to go with it. And the bonuses they're good, but they're minor.
I mean, the bonuses are always going to be minor.
I know, like aquatic, I gain swim speed, equal to my move speed. Arctic, I can make enemies go slower for a little bit, etc.
Dude, the swim speed thing would be huge.
Well, that's default. If I cast a water spell in water, I automatically get that. And Geomancer has a water cantrip, so I could just throw a water spell and then I get swim speed as a cantrip. So the attunement shift for that particular one doesn't really help all that much, unless I'm in water and I want something else and not swim speed. The other one I can do is I can take the benefit of my attunement and give it to an ally within 30 feet instead of myself. So if somebody else fell in the water, I could cast a water spell and I give them swim speed. As long as they were within 30 feet.
That would be pretty neat for the folks who don't have good swimming stats, which is most
Like
of
me?
us.
Yeah, that's literally everyone in the whole group.
But I can only do that to one person and I lose the ability. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm trying to give you a quick generalization of what's going on. And the other one is you can use one action to basically make 5-foot ring around me difficult terrain that I'm immune to.
Level 16 one's pretty nice. Your next action is to cast a spell that would grant you terrain attunement bonus. Reduce the number of actions to cast it by 1 to minimum 1 action. So
Yeah.
you cut your spell casting time in half.
Well, and terrain shield's nice, but that's 14.
Yeah, is that the temp hip?
No, that's the one that when you the land, if you're attuned to the land, it rises to protect you from a potentially
as a
fatal
shield,
blow as a shield. The literal earth goes nope
You gain resistance to physical damage equal to double your level.
against the triggering strike.
Yeah, my 16 one is be able to use a medicine check to bring someone back to life.
But so part of the reason I'm thinking Geomancer is because Geomancer, some of the earlier feats do things like Burning Spell. I can spend 1 action to imbue fire into my spell. And so I can modify my spells to gain the correct traits to be able to stance to the correct attunement that I need. Does that make sense? Because I don't have cantrips to cover all of the
Right.
attunements.
You can change the damage type and therefore the tag.
I add a tag to it. It doesn't change it.
Even better.
So it lets me modify my spells a little bit to be able to better get to those dance types.
Sounds like you got some choices.
But I'm also splitting my feats in 2 places that way.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Geomancer dedication. All the stuff, like the different attunements there are all pretty solid stuff.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely. I already have those. Those are already solid.
Well, the shift and the shared are. I don't know. I like them just as like a general thing because a lot of it's like status stuff.
I'm not.
If you're not sure, Galgrim, you might want to spend your 2 in Geomancer stuff. Because on 8th level, you'll get another class feat. And you'll get another archetype feat. You could pick up Elementalist if you wanted it. That way you have, a month or so to do some research and figure out if you really want to do it.
Yeah.
Instead of making a snap decision and choosing that.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to.
Oh man, live a little. Snap decisions.
You guys see that in chat?
Yeah, the dedication feats are amazing, and attunement shift and rough terrain stance I feel like are required. Because attunement shift lets me basically be whatever I need to be in a fight.
And that's free.
Personally, not yet. Personally, not. I think Bless is better because I don't think Sanctuary is as good as it is in 5th edition.
Oh yeah, it is a free action.
It's a will save to attack the person, and both of these are on lists that I don't normally have access to. So it's kind of like, which one do you think is going to be more helpful? If I get somebody in my face, Sanctuary might help me. But Bless will help us as a group because it's +1 to each of you for attack rolls, and would help for spell attack rolls too, I would assume.
I think you got to sustain it though, so that's something to consider as well.
It's not a sustain, but if I do spend an action, it's like a sustain, and it makes it an extra 5-foot radius. So it starts at 5, and then next turn, if I spend another single action, it goes to 10, and then the next round to 15. But if I'm standing decently close to our guys, it should help. And then it just ends at 1 minute. But you don't actually have to sustain it, only if you're putting actions in it to increase the size of it, from how I read it. I think it might be a better way to go.
Just so you do realize that if, like on round 1, you cast it, round 2, you sustain it, so it goes out to 10 foot. Round 3, you sustain it again, goes out to 15 foot.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Hey, Zargan.
But if I don't spend the extra action, it doesn't end, right? It just
it lasts for 1 minute.
Yeah.
And you can say you cast it, you spend 1 to sustain it. Round 3, you don't sustain it. Round 4, you sustain it. It still goes out by 5.
Right. So then it would be +5 and then +5.
And they have to be in the area of effect to get it. So if they move out of it, they would lose it.
Like Bacon of Hope. Yeah.
Bacon of Hope.
What you need, Galgrim?
The attunement lasts basically until I leave the terrain, right? Says the GM might determine the attunement applies as long as it's prevalent enough around you.
Yeah. But you don't get any. I mean, you have to cast spells to get the bonuses.
So does the bonus only last for the round that I cast the one round that I cast the spell in? Or does it last for the entire fight, or does it last for like if at the beginning of the day I cast a cold spell in an Arctic area, do I just get the Arctic bonuses for the day as long as we're staying in the Arctic?
Let me look.
Because I'm not really understanding that connection.
Mystic, just real quick, I was looking at the rough terrain stance, and while it sounds good in general, you would need to be very tactically minded about
Oh, I know
movement and move
I
speeds.
can hurt teammates very
It's
easily.
it's less
Oh.
that, which I mean can be a thing, but in order for the rough terrain and squares around you to matter a ton, like a big benefit would be if, like, let's say something's 25 feet of movement and they're 20 feet away, or you're like basically 25 feet of movement would
Yeah, I
get them
get what
right
you're
next to
saying.
you.
You'd have to.
Yeah, you'd have to have basically perfect positioning in order to maximize that while also trying to
Or
not
be
do.
on their backside, and if they try to retreat, then they've got to go through me with difficult terrain.
Yeah, true.
But that's slim and far between.
Yeah, like overall, as far as combat efficiency, rough terrain stance seems much less useful over a large array of things than shared attunement if you're looking at just the geomancer stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, it doesn't cost an action to do, like, you picked up attunement shift and shared attunement. Like, one's a free action and one is like you just decide to do it, so it's not even a free action.
Yeah.
Decisions.
See, what I'm thinking about doing is do attunement shift and then pick up. Actually, that brings up a good point. I was thinking about rough terrain stance, but that's actually not useful or as useful. But I did attunement shift and then I picked up elementalist, and then next level I'd literally be able to pick up one of the modifier things on adrenaline to let me modify my spells, because the attuned stride it's good, but it's kind of meh. It's really situational, and that's the only one I get at 8 for Geomancer.
Yeah, moving freely through difficult terrain is a really good thing.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said it was kind of really situational.
Yeah,
We
so
haven't
so is
run it.
changing the thing of your spells. It's just a movement bonus instead of a damage bonus.
I mean, the changing things to my spells also adds extra damage and shit too. Like the fire one adds persistent damage of half my level. So I'd add automatic. It's if I hit, I do 4 persistent fire damage. I was also thinking about being just extra micromanaging and taking the familiar from Elementalist, but that seems like a waste of a lot of feats. And I'd have another character to have to micromanage, which is another character to have to manage.
I can't find nothing that specifically says how long it lasts.
That's what I mean. That kind
It
of
has to be more than, I mean, some of them that affect the enemies have a specific duration. Up, here it is. Your terrain attunements revert. Oh no, that's for attunement shift. So with attunement shift, it lasts for at least a minute.
yeah, but that's moving it to somebody else, and then it reverts back to me.
No, attunement shift.
That's when you change the attunement
yeah,
type,
yeah, yeah.
not
Change the
shared attunement.
Yeah, that's the one that. Yeah, that's the one that lets me shift my attunement to a different thing. So that the shifted one only lasts and then it reverts.
Because it can't be. I mean, it has to have some sort of time on it. It can't be. Hey, you cast a cantrip, and you get this, for like a day.
I mean,
That
why
seems a
not?
little overpowered.
I mean, those abilities aren't that overpowered.
I cast a cantrip, and I can swim at my normal move speed for an entire day. For
I mean,
a
like,
cantrip.
I mean, if I have a cantrip that does that specific element, and we're in the correct area for me to be able to do that element. If we start the day in a jungle and then we end up in the ocean,
Yeah, but you can change that.
well, yeah, but I'd have to then cast the spell. And things like Arctic, the other reason is like Arctic, it does like it specifically says 2 rounds.
Well, that's because
So
it has things on foes how long they're affected for.
yeah,
It's more the things on you.
well, and even like Earth for Mountain, it says you gain resistance to physical damage except adamantine equal to your spell level for 1 round. So in a mountain, that only works for 1 round.
I mean, it is an archetype feature. I wouldn't see as long as you're within something why you couldn't have it.
And up above it says, GM might determine an attunement applies as long as it's prevalent enough around you. So as long as the elements, there long
So
enough.
casting the spell would trigger it,
Yeah.
and then it lasts as long as I decide.
Realistically, there's only 2 that you really have to worry about. That is aquatic and underground. Those are the only 2 things that have kind of like a long-term, like potential bonus. Because all underground is going to give him because he already has dark vision. Actually, no, that even just says
It
1
even says
round
1
for
round.
underground. So the aquatic is the only one.
Yeah, everything else has its own limits on it. Aquatic's the only one that doesn't.
Let him have it, Zargan.
Oh, I'm fine with me deciding how long it lasts. And I will say some of that will depend on what level spell. You cast a cantrip, it might last, 5-10 minutes. If you cast a 5th level spell, you might have it for multiple hours.
I mean, Aquatic's the only one that even has that. All the rest of them have round durations in them listed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Aquatic is literally the only one that doesn't have a duration in it. Arctic is 2 rounds. Desert is
That's an
Sky
attack thing.
doesn't. Sky doesn't.
Yeah, but it's
Oh, yeah, it does.
you get,
End of the turn.
End of the turn.
yeah, you just fall. So
it says you can fly up to 10 feet, but if you don't have a fly speed, you fall. So
yeah, aquatic's really the only one.
I mean, desert technically doesn't have it. It just has an ending condition.
Well, that's just fatigued.
Yeah.
And fatigue's its own thing, which requires an overnight rest.
It says they can drink water or liquid to end it.
Yeah. Well, generally, fatigue is you have to do
Yeah.
an overnight rest.
All I know is attunement shift to desert for fireball would be brutal.
I mean, it'd be great. You'd be able to apply big
Oh,
old.
it'd be fantastic for us. It'd be brutal for, enemies. Because you'd be able to fireball and then make everybody do a fort save, and if they fail, they get a level of fatigue.
Yeah, which is -1 to AC and saving throws.
Yeah, which is massive.
It's all about stacking them bonuses, boy.
It is.
And you get the fireball damage.
I have returned. What's up? Mystic still deciding stuff?
He's talking things out.
What about she?
Haven't heard
You
anything
picking
from
stuff yet?
Zakara or Valis yet.
Also, Zargan, to counter the cantrip, casting a water cantrip to get swim speed, it's a cantrip. I can literally just cast it every round to get swim speed every round.
Yeah,
So,
but then you're casting that every round as your action while you're traveling. It's kind of like Valis can walk around during exploration with his shield up all the time, but that's what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
not looking. He's not doing anything else.
Yeah,
Just
that's
a
fair.
little bubble boy.
Yep. Bubble Hearth. All right, you three, start making decisions.
Yeah. Waiting on you three now.
One feat I'm gonna take is Dread Striker.
I thought you might.
Any creature that has the frightened condition is also flat-footed against my attacks.
Nice.
That's nice for you.
Especially since this group loves their demoralizing.
So I'm taking Attunement Shift, guaranteed.
How guaranteed?
That's on my sheet.
That does not change my question.
Are you counting ammo, Sargon?
Depends. I probably will, but I think the character sheet can track that for you. You just have to kind of click every time you shoot. I know Zakara tracks hers.
Yeah, I should probably take this in the feet then. I remember my hunter days.
Well, the days when you run out of ammo and then pray to God there was an engineer with some spare shit that he was planning on selling on the auction house later.
That's why my hunter has engineering.
So evocation for the +2 saves feet.
Gotcha.
Little parentheses part. Need a tolerance. Keep fireballing myself. That's all my choices for now, yeah.
Believe so. How are you taking those, Ish?
Well, first you get a tight grip around it.
Oh, okay, no, okay. So your dedication gives you the first thing you linked me.
Yeah, and then the other one's a feat.
Yeah, but so you're taking the basic one to get that?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have one more feat to pick. Or yeah,
Yep.
you have one.
Because Doc and Nuggets are probably going to be rare as fuck.
We got a bunch of crafters, but yeah, it's probably not going to be easy to make them in the field. Not without some sort of portable workshop.
I'm not sure with that first thing you need to make them.
It doesn't say. I can't find it anyway. Maybe I'm just stupid.
Oh no, I think I'll have to double check. That might just like allow you to like reload without reloading.
Let you reload without reloading.
Well, reloading for some guns would be an action, kind of like a crossbow.
Yeah, reload is the same action to fire kind of thing.
So I would pick one more feat, and then I'll go over everyone's choices and validate them between how I think they work and how you think they work and how they really work.
Oh, I can take something that allows me to get rid of a bleed.
Bleeds are pretty vicious.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're kind of hoping someone comes by to help you with the check.
It involves a gun barrel.
Cauterize wound.
Shooting them with tampons? What are you doing?
Just hold still.
Isn't a DC 15 flat check to get rid of a bleed?
Shouldn't you be doing this
Yeah.
at point blank range?
Yeah, just to
For a basic wound, for a basic bleed.
yeah, that's like the baseline for just to end the persistent effect. But then if someone wants to come up to actually help you, oh god, I can't remember. Do they give you a bonus or do they make a check to end it as well?
They give you an additional roll.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have to explain how they're fixing it. They have to roll, I believe, but their roll is much easier to do. They have to make like a skill check, and if they succeed, you get an additional flat check.
Might not be a bad choice. I could do a lot of
Yeah.
stuff through these two things I picked up, but getting a better odds on ending a persistent effect is not one of them.
For my second one, I'm trying to choose between Bumblebee's Kiss, which is you can make non-lethal strikes with a rapier without taking a penalty, or Combat Assessment. You make a melee strike on a hit, you can immediately attempt to recall knowledge about the target.
Oh, damn.
I saw that one on like a fighter feat, and I'm like, oh, that's really good.
I can
Yeah.
recall knowledge on while reloading.
You get like, you basically like stab it, like, I've done this before.
Based on how easy it was to stab with this, I can assess this much. I know where it lives. I know its social security number.
I mean, I feel like you get a lot more use out of the stab and recall knowledge
Yeah,
than
because
the
the recall
non-lethal
knowledge
part.
is free
That's true, and
Yeah,
it
all you
is.
gotta,
if you hit.
all you have to do is hit. Yeah.
I'm not sure how often we're going to do the non-lethal things to people.
In which case
Prisoner.
we've got a Kruga anyway.
Yeah.
Are all Krugas hits non-lethal?
No, all of them are lethal, but I can choose to be non-lethal because they're fists, and I'm trained in them.
You can't take that feat.
Me?
No. Valid.
It doesn't have a prerequisite.
Correct.
Something?
You can't just take gunslinger feats. You are a gunslinger archetype, not a gunslinger. So to get that one feat, you took basic shooting, which gives you a level 1 or level 2 feat. The next one is advanced shooting. It gives you another feat,
But your
but your
gunslinger
level is
is
only
half your
half
level.
your level. So you can pick up to a third level feat.
The kicker of the archetype classes.
Yep.
The half
You're not the actual class.
How dare you expect me to read?
Oh, I know.
That's Pathfinder, baby. A little bit more reading required.
I already know what I'm taking. I'm pretty sure I know what feat I'm taking at level 8. Champion Resiliency. I get 3 hit points for each champion archetype class feat I have. That'll give me 4.
It's like a slightly better, if not slightly more capstoned tough, right?
Essentially, yeah.
That's kind of funny. If I take Elementalist Order, I only have access to like 2 spells with the nature tag.
Worst druid ever.
I lose like all of my spells that have nature tag from Druid, and I only get like a whopping 2 of them. So forests and plains, I'd be really hard pressed to get bonuses in.
Well, no, you'd have a really difficult time getting a forest or plains bonus because you could change it.
No, yes, correct.
You can change it so the terrain you're actually in doesn't matter. You can get whatever bonus you're trying to get.
Yeah, which I
But-
already took as a thing. Huh. Can I like sit on that and think on it for a
Nope.
little bit, Zargan? Shit.
Gonna hold the game hostage until you make a decision.
That's why I would say I would take the Geomancer things, and then you have a month of time to decide if you want to take Elementalist, because that'll really change your character in more ways than I think you're gonna realize at first.
I know. That's why I want a day to think on it. Arrgh.
Nope.
No time, only think.
If
Zakar,
Naughty would have been on time tonight, well, I might have given you a little more time, but he wasn't.
Sorry. Lazy
Way to go, Naughty.
girls. Some girls wanted to do more shops. Not my fault.
I think it is your fault. You could just say, no, I got somewhere to be.
Nope.
I got a date to keep. It's
Did
rude
say
to be
that.
late.
just so you know, Zakar, the circumstance penalty to make it non-lethal or lethal non-lethal is only -2. So
Isn't
it's
it
not
4 for most
huge.
people?
No, I'm looking at the non-lethal attacks right now.
You were looking at Pathfinder 1 before, huh?
Hmm.
Before you said it was 4, but I think you were looking at the wrong entry.
I might have been thinking of something else because I've definitely been in 2.
So -2 is not that bad.
Yeah, it's basically flat-footed, an opposite of flat-footed.
Round-footed.
And let's be honest, if we're at a point where we're trying to do something non-lethally, we can probably deal with the -2 circumstance penalty.
That's true.
Even if it's something like aiding.
Alright, Ishi's done picking his. I'll have to verify him, but
Good.
well, I'll need to create them in the game too.
The problem with not picking that right now, if I decide to do it, is I screw myself for picking the other feats next level. The ones that let me change my spell type. Because then I'd be picking up the dedication next level instead
Remember,
of.
If you decide to do it.
You also get a class feat at level 8 that you can spend on an archetype as well. Class feats can be spent on archetype.
Yeah, but that also gives me my next wild shape form, my light shape, dinosaur shape, or large animal companion.
I understand, but you can't be bitching that you have too many choices. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know what you can do. But the free archetype feats cannot be spent on your main class. So you can't take like the free archetype feat from level 8 and buy a druid feat with it. You cannot do that.
I kind of figured that.
Well, I'm just making sure everyone knows, not just you.
What if I bought one for Mystic using mine?
No.
Take all our feats, combine them on one person, and make a super character.
Super Kruga.
Yeah,
Super Groove.
Let's put him on Kruga. Fable's the only one that can micromanage that much bullshit.
My key rush activates all of them.
All right, boys, whip out your key rushes.
I use my key rush to activate the desert feat, which allows me to shoot twice in this round and reload while eating bumblebee tuna.
You did notice that Zakara had fish for dinner.
So did Kruga.
as a
I was
peer,
kinda
as different
expecting that.
as instead of pig.
I had the
Damn.
lasagna.
Damn
She's a
cat.
cat.
Kruger had everything,
Twice.
at least. Kruger's a growing boy.
Did you have the
Yeah,
milk?
growing up. You mean the warm goat's milk?
The warm milk was good. You know how I know it was good? Because there was still hair in it.
Still chunky.
No.
It was chunky.
I like it thick. I like it chunky.
Okay. Introduce me to your friends, or is that just your butt?
Okay, I'm just gonna stick with since I don't want to hold the game up anymore. I'm gonna just do the shared attunement.
So you want a 2-minute shift and shared attunement?
Yeah. I just added them.
Alright.
They're both in there, Zargan. I added them.
Oh,
You just double added them.
Double
you
add.
mean because the whole thing I was saying that I would add?
Did you expect that boy to read patch notes, Sargon?
Yeah, seriously.
I didn't post nothing for him to read. I figured he would listen.
That's
Don't
your
do
other
that either.
mistake.
Is it just advanced reading?
He doesn't read. He doesn't listen.
And somehow I got a 4.0 in this last term.
Thanks, Fable,
You're
for taking
welcome.
the class for him.
Fable helped me like twice with shit.
Every time I came into Discord in the morning, you guys are talking about more math than I cared to ever listen to. Mostly Fable telling you how things worked. You
Alright.
should be paying
Now
him for
that that's
tutoring
done.
costs.
Real quick,
Fable has
Zargan.
your back.
Real quick, Zargan. To get our archetype back pulled up in Fantasy Grounds, is it listed under character or notes or something for the future?
Yes, it's for all the listings?
Yeah.
No, I haven't added it to your character sheet, to your character note page, but it will be.
Okay, cool.
It's
Just
in
for the future.
story.
Oh, okay.
I'm leaving mine
One more
open for
thing
the rest
I
of the
want
session.
to post in chat, and then we will move on to selling items.
Ooh.
Here is the code you must follow, as explained to you by Trent.
Do want to try one thing before we leave now that
No.
Fine. I'll do it off screen then.
Ooh, I know what those
That's
churches
where
are because I have religion now.
that's where the Tyree name came from, huh?
Well,
Brotherhood dedicates itself to the Reaper of Flesh.
No
I can dig
further
it.
wanton violence or killing as it draws undue attention. Got it.
no wonton.
No wonton, but I like wonton.
No
Food
violent
only.
soup.
So, being from Hildford, is there any chance I would have heard of this group?
Nope.
Heard of them now?
You have. This group, first of all, is not exclusive to Hildford. And no, you have not heard of them. They
Hey,
are slowly expanding.
That means that they're doing a good job at their second order.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck Pelor.
Pelor's a cock.
Who's the senior-most knight?
None of you.
Yet. We'll solve that. Then we can
That
interpret
is
the rules.
based on the chapter house, which now we will be forming one in Hildford.
Yeah. Do you need a
You'll
floor
get-
plan?
I will, but that'll be for more of downtime.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 choices to pick where you want the chapter house to be, and you'll get to pick which one you want.
Mhm.
I have only one decided on, so I haven't finished the second area yet. You will get someone to help you manage the house.
Consuela.
Let me prop him up.
We already did that one.
mean,
Can't use it again. But she did have to go somewhere after the whole Neverwinter incident.
No.
no, you buy. No, I'll give you the money. You buy the Clint Eastwood. No,
Nope.
you buy.
Your helper will be Guillermo.
Guillermo.
He looks too nice to be a helper of a evil
He looks
organization.
like a halfling.
He dresses up nicely, doesn't he?
Guillermo.
Not gonna lie, I kind of want his sweater.
I could see Fable in that
Like
sweater.
IRL? Yeah, I
in
can see Fable in
real
that.
life.
Yeah.
I figure.
I actually don't blame you. That's an awesome sweater.
On those cold nights, Guillermo and I may play Big Spoon, Little Spoon. We'll see.
Oh,
Big
God.
spoon and small spoon. You are really, really little.
Guillermo and I have similar amounts of hair on our head. They're just in opposite places.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I have a beer.
So if everyone will open the party sheet
Le party.
and go to the inventory. I believe you guys only have like two tabs, right?
Correct.
You have the main tab in inventory.
Inventory and order.
Ah, okay. You don't have the main tab that lists everybody in the all 6 of you.
Watch order.
Oh,
That's the
probably
only
not
thing
because it
that
has
lists
like
all of us.
skills and stuff. Okay. All right, go to the inventory tab.
I'm
Upper
in the
right.
inventory tab.
Where it says partial items. We need to go through these and divvy these up for permanent divvying up and decide which one, everything else that's going to be sold. I will remove the 2 eggs from the list because they are rotten and no longer any good because no one did anything with them.
We can use those. Those are
Fucking
still
Goblin's
good.
like, wait.
That's either food or ingredients for something later on.
Yep, uh-huh.
You could,
Just give them to the Goblin.
Valis, please. I mean, there's something we could use this for, I'm sure.
Waste not, want not, but I
They're
mean, this
dead.
is kind of ridiculous.
What if we spend like $1,000, 1,000 GP gem to re-erect these? It's possible.
You gonna resurrect an egg?
Sure.
I don't even know if that would work.
too
Would that
much
even
money?
work? Can you res an egg?
Comes
No.
back to life.
I mean, it depends on the egg.
Hey,
I
as long
cast Animate Dead on the egg.
it just comes out like a little tiny alien from the chest burster.
Why did you
it
just picture that little, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh monster that was the egg that, like, has 2 legs sticking out of it and it's kind of cracked, the eyes posting out? When Ishii
Just
said
draw
I could, when
draw
Ishii said
face
I
on
could
it.
res, when Ishii said I could res the egg.
Yeah, if nobody wants to be collected for it, fine.
Anyway, are we just going
All
top
right,
to
so
bottom here?
Yep, first thing on the list, the Adventurer's Journal.
That thing was like mostly illegible, right?
Yes.
Remember, I took a peek at it, and it's like, yeah, there's a whole lot of water damage and
It
not
was
a whole
written
lot
in a
here.
language no one read,
Does
and the only
anybody
thing you
read
would
it
have got
now?
out of that was that map.
Yeah, does
Can it-
anyone read it now?
Yeah, can anybody read it now?
I don't believe so.
The only language you picked up was Jotun, right? Unless you guys did.
I picked up something weird. I'm looking.
Well, we'd have to restore it first or be able to read it too. I don't think any of us have mending, do we?
I mean, the best thing we pulled out of it was the map that led to the freaking gold cave, right? That was that map?
Correct. It was the partial map, yes.
Yeah, I'm fine with just getting rid of it.
I picked up Sylvian.
Sylvan.
He can speak to people named Sylvia.
I can speak to plant-based animals or monsters.
Plant-based animals. This is an impossible bear.
It's a
I mean,
vegan lobster.
there was a lot of plant-based animals in WoW's last expansion. I'm pretty sure they were still plants.
I mean, you don't have to get rid of it. It definitely doesn't have any value, but if somebody wanted it, now's the time.
I'm fine with getting rid of it just to clear things up because nobody can read it, and we pulled something valuable out of it already.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have any weight to it, Zargan, I don't mind like throwing it in my backpack just for maybe in the future we'll need
You're
this.
already carrying too much shit.
Uh,
Yeah, I fixed all your guys' fucking inventory where you had shit sitting in the hut and in the boat. No, all that shit's on you.
Oh,
So
my
you're
bulk's
carrying your
still at
repair
3.
kits, your tents, your pots
Oh
and
shit!
pans.
I'm looking at Nether's list. I'm like, how am I at bulk 0? I am right at the line of total bulk to not be
Yep.
penalized.
Your extra armor, your long spear, all the shit that you guys had stashed somewhere else. You now have to be carrying it.
Yeah, I'm
I
fine
think
with
4
if
of you had shit stashed.
I mean if Glizzik wants it, I'm fine with if he wants it. Just get it out of there.
It would have a 0.01 weight.
that's nothing. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You want?
Sure.
That's nothing until like 5.01s later.
Right?
Cross that bridge when we get there, right, Glizzik? After a bunch of rotten
whoa.
eggs, a few books, and we're gonna have his room in the fucking house just be nothing but a hoarder's dream.
Just
All
a
right.
nest.
You have 2 doses of the black smear poison.
Gimme.
That's fine.
Enjoy it, Mr. Drug Lord.
Can reverse engineer. It's only a level 2 poison, so it should be pretty easy as well.
All right, you got 3 vials of
I would
blood crystal.
recommend that if you do get the first one reverse engineered successfully, that you give the other one to Zakara.
I recommend you mind your own goddamn business. That's a DC 16. I'm gonna be quick crafting that shit so that you can get a real DC on those things.
Or like I said, if you if you get it, basically, I'm assuming it gets destroyed when you use it. So give them all the use you can learn it properly in case you fuck up the first one, but the second one should go into use on somebody that's going to use it.
Fucking sell
No,
the
he's
second
keeping
one.
them all himself.
I'm drinking it.
Peace.
Drinking it now.
Like,
just
it's the-
flagging
It takes a
and
little bit
I'm-
every day to build up
I'm
an
j-
immunity.
And I'm just retorting that a DC 16 is not going to pass anything unless I use Quick Alchemy. I have to do that, otherwise nothing we're fighting is ever going to fail that.
It's also level 2.
Yeah. If I use Quick Alchemy to make these poisons, then it uses my class DC instead of the stupid DC of it. It's the only time I actually get to use my class DC for anything, literally it.
If you use it, if you get on the first one, take the second one and give it to the kids at the orphanage.
I'm more inclined to sell
Tell
it
'em
to
it's
liquidate it, because then I could just make it myself too. But I see what you're saying. I don't think it's ever going to work, but
something lace the drinks at the church.
Exactly.
this isn't an ingested poison.
All right, we're on to the blood crystals.
More drugs for the Drug Lord.
Definitely give me those. I
Yeah.
know there's some people in this group want those.
Dibs.
Yeah,
Well-
we want Bio to reverse engineer those.
Just a
Or
quick
Raz.
question. Which skill did we determine for blood crystals will actually make it easier to make those? Is it an
Yeah.
alchemy thing or is it potion or
It is an
magic?
alchemical
Is it a
item.
chemical item? You need
Good
a
deal.
specialized alchemical crafting to make it.
If you click on the thing next to him, it pulls up their sheet and has the traits that
Yeah.
are on them.
Cool.
Gotta
It's the
ingest
little
stuff.
it's the little white dragon on the red background.
So you say, for those who can see color, yes.
You can see some.
See, anybody can get use out of this technically, because it'll teach you a random cantrip for a day.
All right. Next are the coral statuettes.
Sell them.
Not the one that you guys really liked a lot. That one's destroyed. But you had 2 other
Thank
ones.
goodness.
Yeah, sell them.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Is it Raz that broke that?
No,
Or
that
not
was
Raz,
Kruga.
Vala? Okay.
You
I
think I'm
like-
strong?
I-
I am strong enough to break shit.
I literally smashed that shit in the ground and blew up
Boom.
like a staff of power.
Because it was cursed, remember?
Yeah.
All right. You got 2 1-inch diameter diamonds.
Worth about how much? For spell
one knows.
components.
Can we appraise those at the moment? Like, do some skills to pay bills.
Does it use religion or stealth to appraise them?
I would like
not.
to use my Jew Lord skill.
Would society be applicable?
Well, does anyone have anything that's specifically for appraising?
Crafting.
Lore
No.
gossip.
Yeah, crafting
No.
appraisal is actually a skill feat.
Is it?
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. I remember
Appraisal
seeing
is
somewhere.
under crafting.
Yeah, there's no, I mean, like, as a skill feat that you can take as a thing. You can use crafting to identify magic items and stuff is what it is for, but it says crafting appraisal.
Crafter's appraisal feat. You can use the crafting instead of a skill associated with a magic tradition to identify magic on magic items, though not any other sorts of magic. Yeah, I guess it only applies to magic items.
Yeah, it's just to identify them.
Yeah. Other
Oh
than that,
yeah, I remember seeing that.
it'd be like a jewelry thing if anyone had jewelry making for a specialty.
Correct.
Yeah, the best I
What-
got is
So
Crafting.
Would thievery not work for it?
society.
thievery is the act of stealing, not actually knowing what's good.
Like, let me see those. What diamonds?
Exactly. You can use society or crafting.
Ooh,
I got this.
I definitely want. Yeah, I'll do.
So
crafting.
whoever wants to roll, go ahead and roll one of those two. They do
I
have
will-
different difficulties.
Plus 15 for my crafting.
Is there
Yours
no?
is
I have
Is
a
better?
there,
I have a +1 or a +1.
is there a
Go
reason
for
why
the
we
plus.
couldn't try both? Like, one person check it, and another person check to see if they're full of shit.
Can I at
Well,
least assist him then?
you can all roll separately if you want, but once you roll, either whatever you think it's worth is what you think it's worth.
Right.
Well, I rolled real low, so I'm gonna roll again. No, nope, homie, don't play that.
I think he was talking
nope.
about people play
Yeah, like
different
if I
people
look,
rolling.
like if I look and I think it's
Oh
worth
yeah,
this
you can
much.
all roll. You can all take a time to see what you think it's worth. But whatever I tell you is you can't
Right.
roll after that.
Any surprises after that would be in the bartering.
Yep.
Do you want him in the tower?
No, they don't have to be.
Okay.
Because I thought about stuff in the tower. You guys don't get to see what's rolled. So how could you know if you want to spend a hero point or not?
True, but also at the same time, we don't know if we did badly. Just that's what we think because we didn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Hopefully people won't metagame.
Okay.
I trust some of you not to metagame.
I'd like to assist
Rude.
Bio
Looking at you, Zakara.
using my crafting.
Yeah.
All right, who would like to assist who? Let's do that first.
I would
gotta-
like to stay the fuck out of this check
I got a
completely.
Okay.
I got a plus 17 to crafting, so
Mine's
Unless
only
you
a
have-
15, so I'd like to assist you if possible.
I have a plus 17 as well, so I should probably roll
Uh,
separately.
yeah, do that.
What about you, Kruger?
I ain't doing shit.
All right.
Shiny
How about,
rock.
Actually, no. I want to roll my own.
okay. How about you?
God.
How about you, Zakara? You want to help somebody or roll your own?
Any chance Laura Underworld would help with this?
You could roll that if you want.
Sure.
All right. So Kruger's rolling his own. Zakara's rolling her own. Valis is rolling his own, and Glizzik is helping Raz. Correct.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just
All
put it
right,
up on a
Glizzik, you
pedestal.
roll first.
Everybody just stare at it.
24.
Yeah, +1, right?
Expert, that's still only a +1, right?
Experts are still only +1.
Cool.
Everything's only +1 unless you crit, and then the number changes based upon your proficiency.
Master doesn't help at all.
Master will give you +3 if you crit,
Oh, nice.
but it's only a +1 if you succeed.
Cool.
Well, if I don't know shiny valuable rocks.
All right, Raz, you have a +1. Oh, you already rolled it. All
Yeah,
right.
I already
Let
put it
me
in.
tell you
Valis,
that-
Kruger,
No.
and Zakara, go ahead and roll.
What are the options? You said society and what?
Society and crafting.
I'll do crafting. Oh yes, shiny rock, shiny.
The real value of it is the shine.
You say that, but it actually is. If you put
Yeah.
a light through a diamond and there's like a prismatic light refraction, then it's not a diamond.
Kruger, you think they're worth about 5 gold each.
Baubles.
Everyone just kind of stares.
The rest of
blankly
you,
at Kruger.
the other 3 of you, believe they're worth about 25 gold each.
Here's your share
So
of
they're
that
not
5 gold.
wonderful diamonds, but you got 50 gold in diamonds there.
They're like little unworked diamonds. Okay. 50
Hey.
gold's worth of diamond.
We could make him into eyes for a statue.
Well, knowing that now if we have
Do
general.
will they fit into the slot where my tattoo is?
No, they are too big.
Speaking of, I do want to try that thing, Zargan, that you said no to.
Oh God.
Okay, you do it right here.
Probably when we were still naked.
Okay.
After I was done
All
scribbling.
right.
in
As
there.
you guys are making your decisions and checking them out, you see Raz reach into one of his pouches,
Take it away.
pull out this dull gray rock,
It's the floaty one.
and shoves it into his like I don't want to say tattoo, but like his
Brand.
scar,
Test hole.
Make it sound so unceremonious, like I'm
and
fucking
it slightly
ramming it in there.
glows. And it slightly
Alright.
glows.
Oh,
I'm basically Iron Man now.
Raz, you now know that if you were to invest that, you can cast light.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and invest that and give this fucking dull rock some meaning in life.
Start sticking them coral statues we're getting rid of in your chest.
Well, no, I'm sorry. You do not cast light, but once a day, it will emanate light.
Yeah, from my nipples.
No, from your
Oh,
chest.
from my chest nipples.
Listen here, Nomi Stark.
But the rest of you ain't got
Yeah.
shit.
A warm light for all mankind.
Yeah, I'll even I'll do that, invest it, kind of, basically convey that to everyone else and even show it off a bit. These gnomish pecs glistening
Once
in
a
the light.
day, randomly, you just light up.
You just randomly light up.
Stealth
He would
checking, and
have
all of a
to.
sudden,
Basically, he would have to activate it.
Now that does mean that these brands are probably magic in of themselves, because the rock, the freaking Aeon Stone, was just a dull gray. It doesn't do anything other than float. So
It does make this one more powerful, though.
yeah.
can I roll an Arcana on my chest?
I was
Sure.
about to say, can I roll an Arcana on someone's chest? But yeah, I got one too. I guess I can roll my own chest.
Anyone else? Oh, there's a pink die. Has to be the homo. I mean, mystic.
Nature.
that's so close to a 20.
My spellcasting.
So you said it's like the tattoos like on our chest, like over our
Brand.
heart,
Yeah, right in the middle of your chest and has a small indentation on it.
in the middle of our chest, like over the sternum.
Well, kind of like right here, because your heart's not over here where most people think it is. It's not beneath your breast. Your
I can't-
heart's like right in
you're,
here.
You're pointing at things, but I can always see your shoulder.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Over
Most people think their heart is under their left breast, and it's not. Your heart is in the middle of your chest. So it's like above your sternum.
Now we keep saying tattoo, but is this a brand or a tattoo?
It's a
It's
brand
not
new
a
tattoo.
it's not a tattoo. It is like burnt into your skin
Okay, a brand.
and has a small indentation on it, which is where Raz slipped that stone in, and it kind of went, and he can pull it
Look
back
like-
out, but it does not seem like it'll fall out.
Like fleshy freaking grabbing around it, because that'd be creepy. Or is it just
a little
setting?
bit, yes.
Okay, that's weird. But
It's not like growing all the way around it, but it's like holding it in.
Is for Kruger because I have like all these tattoos. The one that I have like going across my chest, like right here, is it like over that at all, or?
Yes, it would be. I mean, depends on where your tattoo was. It would be, and engraved, burnt right into it.
Okay.
Zargan, is it kind of like an extra innie belly button?
A little bit, but
Okay.
looks very very shallow.
cool.
But seemingly it's more. It's deeper than it looks because Raz put that gem into it into his.
So it looks like we're gonna have to start collecting Aeon Stones, or whatever they're called here.
And yeah, they're called.
Freaking, I
Aeon
forget
Stones,
the
think,
name.
here.
They're not called chest stones.
Well, time to go on a worldwide tour and collect all the gym badges.
I hope I can finally control my Charizard.
All right, that's all I wanted
Um,
to try while we were still in there.
nope.
Fine, fast
Well,
forwarding.
I'm telling you on your checks here. Several of you everyone except for Raz has heard of items that really have no power by themselves, but when an Aeon Stone, Ion Stone is placed within it, it enhances the item and gives extra, gives different powers as well as whatever the Ion Stone provides. And Raz, the only thing you know beyond that is these items. They've never heard of it being like a tattoo or a brand. These items were called wayfinders, is what people called them, and there's all kinds of different ones of them that would grant different powers.
And that's why you wouldn't let me pick one at the start. You were gonna give them to us.
Not me.
Okay. Neat. So yeah, then show and tell's over. Stop fucking staring.
Lizik starts putting the wand of healing, just the tip into the hole. So to see if it'll also go in.
I don't
And
think
it
it
fills
works
the
that
power.
way.
It
These
does.
are anything like the Wayfinders. It requires the Aeons. The Aeons.
And then you hear a snap, and the wand breaks. All right, so the statuette you're gonna sell, the diamonds.
Yes.
I'm assuming you're keeping.
Does anyone have anything that requires diamonds yet?
I'm sure we will for crafting at some point, even if it's magic items and things like that in the future.
Resurrections and shit do.
Yeah,
let's
but are they
keep them.
strong enough? Are they strong enough diamonds to be able to use for that for resurrections?
Most of the spells I remember looking at is you need X amount of value, not like one. It's not like
Yeah.
fifth edition that
okay.
bones you.
Let's keep them.
To the
Yeah,
best of
let's
my
keep 'em.
knowledge, I did not see a revivify, but Raise Dead is like level 6 or so. So
Yeah,
we
Raise
got
Dead's
time.
the first one.
Yeah, well,
Worst case-
Revivify is like the reason 5e's broken for death being an
Yes.
issue.
Well, that and healing yourself back up every round.
Yeah,
Sorry, can-
whack-a-mole.
Just real quick, I sent you the picture. I just want to know where the brand is in relation to the chat to like right in the middle of the chest.
Where's the
It'd be like right beneath your little necklace there, right in the middle between your pecs.
Okay, so it wouldn't be overlapping the tattoo then?
No, the tattoo's down too far.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. All right, golden nuggets.
No, we're the golden thorn.
I'm fine. Well, no,
Raz and
that's
Glizik are the golden nuggets.
no, that's how our rank structure is going to work. Everybody who comes and joins us starts out as a gold nugget.
That's the actual rank, gold nugget.
You're not an apprentice or a minion. You're a nugget.
Yep. I'm fine with selling all we have, though I would want to keep like 3 of these. I have an idea, but I want to have something to show for it. I'm thinking about since there's no real reason to keep it secret. It's gonna be part of downtime. I'm thinking of selling the location of that place, more
Our
or less,
nuggets are increasing.
because there's untapped gold reserves there, and that's valuable to a lot of people. Sell off the rights, keep 10% of the profit, sort of thing.
Sure.
I
Then we can't
set up the
ravage it.
mining operation for passive income.
Then we
Damn.
can't ravage it
You
later.
guys-
But I want something to show for it. It's probably going to convince people a lot more if you show up and say, "Hey, if there's a lot more where this came from. You interested in knowing where this is?" kind of thing. That was going to be part of my downtime, so I want to keep a few of them to show that I'm not full of shit.
That's cool.
All right, the golden snake idol.
I'll sell them after, but
Sell it.
Okay.
yeah, sell that shit.
The lesser healing potion. It
does-
does 1d8, I believe. Nope, 2d8 plus 5. It's a lesser, not in mine.
Someone should have that on them. Just
Someone
to
who-
use.
Someone who doesn't already have a potion of some kind for an emergency.
I have 2 miners on myself currently.
The Knoll has no potions.
I've
Oh,
got
he's fine.
2 miners and a lesser elixir of life permanent one, so I'm good on that end.
Does anyone not have something that's permanent?
Does everyone really have permanent stuff?
I have permanents that I bought from Glizik.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, man, I need to stop making so many potions.
Well,
Yours are free though.
Sure.
and they do a lot.
Yeah, they do more than these two because the ones that I made initially are just 1d8s, but I think we still have most of those from my first batch of ever making potions left. Just because yours are better, we use those first.
And they taste better.
I mean,
Yeah.
if nobody wants to hold on to it, I can hold on to it for the time being. But that would give me 2. I've already got 3 permanents. Somebody else with less than 3 can hold on to it.
I'll hold
The
on
no
to
has
it,
none.
considering I'll probably put everyone else overweight.
All right, goes to Kruger.
Newell's already got 3 gold coins. He's over encumbered. He tries to swallow this thing too. He's gonna
No, he's
jingle
fine.
and slosh.
All right, you
Yeah,
have
fine.
3 inlaid and bejeweled bowls.
Sell.
Okay.
Now, is it a bowl that you eat cereal out of or a bowl that you smoke weed out
Why not both?
Well, technically, you could do both out of the same.
of?
It's gonna be trickier on the latter.
Exactly.
Well, we have coming up a large pewter bowl. I'm just curious,
Okay, invisibility potion.
I would like to re-engineer that. It is an uncommon recipe.
Fine by
Don't hear
me.
anyone saying no.
Yeah, let him have it.
Large
We'll
pewter bowl.
invest.
I'm assuming is being sold.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
sell that.
All right. The mace +1, basically the potency rune. Right now,
Here's our
Galgrim has it.
Here's our big roadblock. All right, does anybody, I guess first good question is, anybody have a weapon that could actually be put onto and benefit them immediately?
The mace.
Everyone does.
I mean, somebody who consistently uses their weapons rather than only as a last resort. I guess it's a
Yeah,
better way of putting
Does
it.
it have to
Could
be
I
a weapon?
wait? Could I put it in my chest slot and have it while I'm in wild shape form?
No.
No. There are. Is there other things you? There are other things that could be like that, but no.
Now, this is a weapon potency, not an armor potency, right? It
I'm
has
not sure there's a difference.
Okay, because if it can go on armor, then that opens it up for everybody.
Let me double check.
I think
The
there's difference.
the
Because
oil
yeah,
works both ways, but I think for the magic items it might be different.
so I think once it becomes a weapon potency, I think it's a weapon potency, but I'm not positive.
Fable, are you still using your hands, or because of champion archetype, you're going to start using weapons as well?
I'm still using my hands.
Okay. I just think if because I know Zakara's got her rapier that's not magic yet. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to see because screw it, don't put it on my staff. I can just tell you
Yeah,
that right
they are different. That is a weapon
exclusive.
potency.
Okay. I'm thinking Zakara because not only does she have a rapier, she also has a bow that she uses fairly regularly. And hell, she could even put it on a dagger to throw that's envenomed if she really wanted to, but I think the rapier's the good one. Because no one else really uses weapons all that often, comparatively.
Galgrim would be able to use it once he has hand wraps.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that the +1 potency for a weapon costs like
Are
35
cheap.
gold. They're cheap
Yeah.
as heck.
It's not the most expensive thing you can get there. It's the other one that ends up being more expensive.
The armor one's a level 5 rune. The weapon one's a level 2.
So I'm unless she has some sort of objection to it, I'm fine with just handing that to Zakara. She's the one that does the most stabbing.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Hey,
that.
hey Zargan, would the mace by itself without the rune on it be enough to cover the cost of moving it over to her rapier?
I
No.
think taking the rune off destroys it, doesn't it?
No, it does not.
Well, then we can just chuck, to sell the mace for what silver that might get us. But we'll have to spend a day to rip that thing off. I mean, we can roll for that now if you want, Zargan. Just
In
for the
town, we can buy rune stones in town. Like you said last time when we were in the jungle, it would have been easier to transfer it.
Well, no. On a runestone, you could transfer from that to the runestone and then keep the runestone until you find something you want to put it on. If you're transferring from one item to another, there's no freaking difference other than if you use a runestone, you're going to spend more money.
Okay, I thought the
But
roll
say
would be
you're
easier or whatever.
adventuring and you find something, but you don't want to carry the entire item back, like armor or something, you take the rune off it, put it on the runestone, then you just carry the small little runestone
Yeah.
and leave the armor behind.
So if we can like finagle that into a skill check that where we can just put
All
that
right.
on her
Well,
now, then we can do that. I just don't know what your timeline is, or if we're assuming days are passing already.
no, this is like this is the next day. This is day one of downtime because you guys get up the next day, kind of have a talk with Trent a little bit, go out. First thing on top is to sell all this shit.
Dump our
And
shit
then
out onto the
everyone
table.
kind of runs out and does their own thing.
Okay.
I mean, what do you want to do with that, Zakara? Do you want to put it on your rapier?
I would put it on my rapier, and I mean, if other people are busy during downtime, I can try to find someone.
I mean, it does take an entire day to do that.
Yes.
We have a bunch of crafters in the group, and so
Well, I
if anybody
understand, but
has a
somebody
free
has to
day,
spend their time.
I've got quite a list of things that I want to do. I don't know if I'm going to have a lot of free time, but I'm not the only one who can do this. I just don't know what the
Well,
others have planned.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind trying to find someone in town. There's probably
I mean, I feel
people
like we
who
could save you some coin at the very least. But
it would be 3.5 gold.
I mean, that's 3.5 gold, man.
Well, that's what it
It's-
costs to move it.
Oh,
But,
so you're saying someone might charge more than that?
Well, yeah, because it costs them
Markup.
3.5 gold to do it. They have to get paid for it too.
3.5 gold and a 1 copper tip. Got it.
Probably whatever's you can assume is what someone would make in a day's worth of work if they were to like subsist. But
I will move that over to you, Zakara. Then we can worry about who does it later, because
Yeah.
somebody will have to give up a day of their time and make the roll. I will say, if NPCs do it, it's usually guaranteed to work.
Not good business in failing.
Exactly. But if someone in the party does it, we are rolling dice.
Money up front.
And you spend the money, then you roll your dice. Exactly.
Could I do it?
You have craft.
Yes.
Then you could
could.
do it.
I'll think about it.
We could just hand her the base for
Zakara
now.
explodes.
What happened to Skara? Don't want to talk about it.
Well, as long as she doesn't detonate a rainbow in the middle of the city, she can't do any worse than this group's done.
It balled on both
All
ends.
right. The map scroll is just the scroll you found. The ogre hook is a weapon the size of an ogre.
I'll take the map scroll. I gotta have somewhere to put that map that Zargan insists doesn't exist.
You selling the ogre hook, or did someone pitch it over the boat on the way home?
Hey, we could
You'll
probably
sell
just
it.
sell it, yeah.
Okay. I
Useful
mean, it's
for
not worth a
hunting
whole
ogres.
lot, but
Yeah, probably not a big market, but scrap's worth something.
yep. All right. Potion of flying.
Would like to reverse engineer, but I can't
Yeah.
until next level.
Correct.
That's fine.
It's
I'm fine
level
with
8,
handing that over.
but also uncommon.
It means we may not run into another one.
Yep.
I'm fine with
Okay.
giving that to Glizzic for the reverse.
As people want it, if no one else speaks up, I'm marking it to them. So if you want it or don't think whoever wants it should have it, you need to speak up. The next is a scroll of scrying.
Ooh,
That was talked about going to Valis, but it's
gonna
up
be a
for
hot-
grabs at the moment.
it's going to be a hot minute before he can learn it, but he could learn it later down the road.
I don't know. Kruger's got with that untrained thing you do now. Maybe you could use it.
It's also worth 300 gold.
I'd rather give it to Valis for learning later, because
Yeah,
we're
for
also
multiple
in
uses.
now that we're in Hildford, we
I'm
can
just-
probably find and hire someone for that, which I wanted, definitely would want to talk to Trent about.
Yeah.
As part of the, hey, we saved your life. Do you happen to know where we could get some, someone could do a little scrying or perhaps some sendings?
Just out of character, I do remember that Kruger really wanted to use it right away. So
Yeah.
if there is someone that can do the scrying, it would be advantageous to try and put those two together.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically why I'm looking for them, is Kruger wants to get a hold of somebody, and he was willing to give the
Remember, having other people scry for you is not as good.
yeah,
Because
I
they
know.
have to kind of know the creature.
Best we can do is the brief description that we've been given by Kruger.
I have a picture.
You have a charcoal drawing.
Is
a
it a good
picture.
charcoal drawing?
Legendary orc art. Got it.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm fine with giving it to Valis, since he can learn it later. That's my vote.
Thought that's what we already decided.
Yes,
Mhm.
at the time.
Yep, just making sure.
I don't think anything's changed.
Silver necklace is being sold,
Yeah,
correct?
sell that shit.
The silver shield, does anyone want it or just sell it?
Well, the only shield user can't use metal, right?
I mean, anybody could use
Anyone can
the shield.
carry a shield and raise it for the plus to AC.
Just
If
takes
you're
it back.
untrained, you just cannot block.
I can't.
Well, you can use a you can
Not
use
that
wooden
shield.
shield.
You can
No,
use
not
it.
that
That's
one.
what we already said. Holy shit.
I'm talking about you, and he's not paying attention.
Other than that,
Right
sell
here.
it.
Okay. The unknown summoning scroll.
Ooh, that's a fun one. I feel like we want to give this one to Valis to see if he can make heads or tails of it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
wanted to
can we
try
all
to
take some time to try to
first.
identify it again?
Like, yeah, this
It's
was
been a
basically.
while.
It's been a while.
It's been rolled. The problem is people don't have the spell, so it's hard to figure out.
Gotcha.
Do we want to take another crack at this now? While we're sitting here around it, divvying up loot
Can
anyway.
we? Has it been long enough? We've
been
leveled up a
several
couple of
weeks.
Yeah,
times.
it's been weeks at this point. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure time has passed. I mean, I'll give
If
it a
people
crack.
want to,
I'll give it a
try.
crack with Arcana.
That was a 19. I got robbed. The last second, it like tipped over to a 9.
Ah, from a fucking 18 to a 4.
Well, none of us know it.
Kruger, you're not rolling.
No.
It could be key, right?
If that's the case, I'd already know what it says.
Come on,
It
24.
just says key rush.
Come on, 24.
Kruger knows he's not a shaman.
Apparently, even your freaking shamans can't figure this one out.
It's a spell we know, but the spell scroll itself is in a different language that nobody speaks.
Who fucking writes cursive anymore?
Nope, you guys really can't figure any more out about it.
Oh, this is gonna freaking bug us until we finally figure it out 10 levels from now.
I mean, you could always take it to somebody and ask them what it is.
That costs money.
Remember, DC may not be the same for everyone who rolled. So,
Well, I gave it the old college try
I
again.
should have rolled occultism.
I think identifying a magic item is a train thing too, which I don't have.
it is. All right, so that's staying in the party loot for now.
Yeah, we'll crack this thing one day.
Damn it! I could have got a +6 to that roll.
The real
mad.
quest. The summoning scroll.
It'd be-
Spell scroll of
wait.
magic missile height.
We
I
actually-
can identify magic now because I have religion as a train skill.
We're gonna
Oh
be
shit, we got a religious guy now.
roll it.
Divine
roll
test.
it.
Holy key rush.
Have a religious epiphany.
Ah,
It would have been funny if
see.
you rolled a nat 20 and been like, God, guys, come on, it was this the entire time.
Nope, you're not sure.
Ah,
I didn't think so, but
yeah. If it's the wrong school, the DC's a lot harder.
That'd have been fucking hilarious.
It's the spell to summon the demon we saw in the Orb's vision.
Hey. All right, the Turner's holy symbol is obviously you just sell it.
what is the holy symbol of? Oh,
No
a
one
faint
knew.
image of the sun may be seen on the holy
Yeah.
symbol.
We
True
sure it's not
Pelor.
Pelor's? Because we got a beef against Pelor. I mean, I couldn't give two shits about religious shit, but we're
I
supposed to
wanna
hate Pelor
know.
now.
I hate Pelor from
It is
unrelated
definitely
game.
it is definitely a symbol of Pelor. It is all tarnished and old and crusty and shit because you find them on those bodies. But
Oh, look, it's already half desecrated.
It's getting
Yep.
thrown away.
Finish
you're
the
just
job.
destroying it.
You sure you don't want to keep it for, desecration purposes? I'm pretty sure that probably wouldn't rub people the right way.
Let's
right.
mess
quite
it up
what they
some
had in
more,
mind.
then throw it away.
Mess it up some more than chuck it.
All right,
I'm fine
Unknown
with.
Book 1 and Unknown Book 3 were the books you found at the spider's place.
Now, how unknown are they? Like, can we read them?
They are written in an unknown language.
Let's see if we can find someone to translate them.
Yeah, I mean those are legible books, right? Not like the last journal. So
Oh, they're in good shape, yeah, but
Yeah,
you just can't
let's-
read anything in them,
yeah, we'll find someone to translate that shit.
will you?
Hopefully,
We'll
That's the
find
goal.
some out somewhere.
Or bargain
And
them for
then
something else.
wyvern poison.
Gimme. I'm reverse engineered. This is
With
actually
the
the first.
drug lord.
This is the first
You can't
good.
reverse that.
What do you mean I can't? You literally told me I could do that.
It's too high level for you right now.
Well, I mean, okay, hold on to it for later.
I hate you. I hate you all.
That's not fair. Sakara didn't say anything bad.
True.
I mean, that's
Like the
gonna be the
rest of
first.
us.
It's like the first poison that actually freaking does much of anything with a decent DC.
I just
And
realized those
Zakara
books
did.
were one bulk a piece.
And Zakara did IM me to take to check Krug out when you guys were all naked together. So
Oh my.
she likes that poetry.
I want a picture.
See now,
Why don't you draw my butt?
Horrible.
Zarga doesn't know what we're talking about.
He might.
If he's hung around long enough, just listening, actually, yeah, he might know.
Yeah. What's her name? Likes the other guy's butt. She's always commenting about it.
She's a butt girl.
Alrighty.
She kind of takes it to an extreme, but everybody's got their preferences.
Has anyone else left a picture of Guillermo up this whole time?
I'm zooming in on Trent myself, certain parts.
It's been left certain parts. It's been left up longer than I intended, but it's closed now.
You can never close him. He'll be back.
What kind of
Yep.
person is Guillermo? Is he just like the attendant for the estate? Is he our butler? Is he
He
like
is not a butler.
what's he do? What's his job?
He buttles.
He's there to assist.
He buttles, so he's a butler. Does he like know numbers? Does he know guild reg? Like what kind of assistance does he get? Does he just show up and be like, "I'm here to help, but I'm not going to tell you how I can help"? Figure it out
Yes.
on your. Yes, he's just
Does-
like
See-
he's that guy you pay to like do something, but no one really quite knows what.
Target, tell me he speaks a language that none of us speak. That'd be amazing.
Several.
I speak Spanish.
No, the only language he speaks is something none of us speak. So
Oh,
whatever we're
God,
told him
okay.
to do, he just nods and it never happens. The only words he knows in common are "no problem."
Is he part of the Brotherhood?
Yes.
He's an associate. He's there to. He's a freaking. He's just there to keep an eye on us.
He is the highest knight in the area. He's just
At
mere
the moment, he is.
moonlighting as our brother.
Well, other than Trent.
He's their informant, but he'll probably help us on stuff and make sure we don't do stupid shit and then rat
All
us
right.
out when we do.
Now, question for you. Do you just want to sell it for what, like, base value, no rules involved, or how do you want to sell this stuff? Because if you sell it for just the base value, there's no questions asked. Like, where'd you got stuff, and it's just it just happens.
Come on,
But if you
We're
want to
roll-
start making rules, well
we're-
then,
we're making rolls. Now, someone can help me with this. In fact, Zakara would probably be the
Dibs.
first person I'd bring with us, and
Dibs.
the dwarf is not allowed to join us at all. He can sit in the back alley looking sad, but
Selling things requires you to be part of a society. You're creating social
Wow.
contracts with other people.
In fact, you don't need any of this money either, do you?
Loses class.
I mean, money only has value because the society gives it value. Also,
Yeah,
money's
Zakara-
metal, so he can't use it at all.
Zakara and Glizzik would be the ones I would want to definitely, if they're interested, keep with me while I go out to barter. But I definitely want to haggle and barter and try to squeeze every bloody copper I can.
Mystic, it
Because-
was probably a druid that created paper money, huh?
Yes. Druid creates paper money to get around. Wow.
He's using leaves to pay for stuff. It's weird. No. This is just as good as coin. I swear. It's just a non-metal version.
I think Valis wanted to help sell too.
Yeah, I guess Valis would probably have an interesting contribution here, given his experience and background. Yeah, I'll bring Valis if he's got nothing better to do.
well, he wants his share, then he has nothing better.
Just everybody shows up to the vendor and just Kruga intimidates in the background.
Just so I can say, hit me.
Take the first swing. Take the first swing. I wish a motherfucker would.
Don't make me get my boy Guillermo.
All right. Who is assisting?
Because I can only
Not
get the
it.
one, so yeah, that's a good question. Who's got a good check here? I'm pretty sure this is gonna go. Oh god, what am I using to sell? Diplomacy, society, intimidation.
You could try any of those, but
I'll
if you fail, they all have different results.
Oh, I can
And
try
if you
and
succeed,
intimidate someone into buying things.
no, you intimidate them into paying more.
I feel like I could use performance to tell a story about where we found all the items and try and help that way and get my +2 bonus for oratory.
I'll be
Make it.
using I'll be using diplomacy jargon because I can use the badge to give me a
Oh
nice
yeah,
little
yeah.
on whatever race these
It,
people are, mostly human, right?
can we make it like a chain
Most
of different skills,
no,
Zargan, to try and help us out and see how well we do?
one person helps, one person makes the roll. You all can't it's not freaking Traveler where like 8 people can assist.
Okay, didn't know if we could do a task chain or whatever it was.
No. And just to kind of, I don't want to say speed up tonight, but it's
Speed
already
up
quarter
tonight.
after 10. We're gonna
Thanks.
make one roll
Thanks,
for
locals.
the lot of it.
Okay, that's fair.
Get ready to use hero points.
Yeah, I
So
ain't got nothing better to use them on.
who is assisting?
I don't care who helps. Someone help.
Well, I definitely don't have a +18 in anything.
You used to have a plus 15 in everything.
So
I
yeah,
think
Blizzard.
I think Galgrim should help, and he should roll athletics.
I don't care how you decide. Just decide.
I'm down. Let's do it.
No, back to you.
I thought
Back
Glizik
to
said
your
he was
alley.
helping.
Is it Glizik? Is that who's decided?
Listen, I'm about to just start making the roll without the +1 if you don't freaking figure it out.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Glizik. Before you roll,
Yep.
what are you rolling, and how are you going to use it to help?
Like I said, I want to use my performance skill to try and spin tall tales about how hard the items that we're selling were to get while we were on this adventure to Death Island, and try and increase the value of them that way to try and
Okay.
BS my way through. Not deception,
Make
but
them
just
sound
embellish.
more rare and fabulous.
Pulled
Exactly.
from the depths of an ancient ruin.
Now,
This
keeping in
awesome lead bowl.
Pewter.
it says once the pewter bowl owned by an ogre chieftain inside a cult room with undead and giant dinosaurs.
Who's Kruger's carrying his head, but
Right there. It's just maggots sloughing off of it. All right. It is mastery for the level for the skill, so if I crit, then it'll be +3, right?
Yep.
correct.
35.
All right.
That is a crit on the
Awesome.
aid feature.
So I want to use my diplomat's badge on whatever race this person is that we're dealing with. I assume human.
Mostly, yes.
To make a recall knowledge DC 20 to try to bump it up to a +2 instead of its normal +1.
Okay, make the recall knowledge.
All right, I'm going to recall knowledge about society. Because that probably is the most fitting one. As long as it's not like a natural 4. All right.
Okay, that's
The item bonus is now +2 versus humans. And I got
+2 to kill you, Valis.
and I just got a +2 from the crit, right? So
no, +3.
Ooh. So now
because he's a master.
The adjusted total is now +4 on this diplomacy.
I want to be master of disguise.
It would be +5, but it already accounts for the +1 for the diplomat's badge. So I'm only adding 1 to the adjusted one and then the +3. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a go. Diplomacy roll, go! Jedi hero point for something better. It's a 50-50 shot if it would be better.
Yeah, if it's worse, you got to keep it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
No balls.
Am I feeling lucky? I'm using the hero point.
All right.
I want to bet. I want to try to get a better deal. Well, let me put the modifier
Ready?
on
Ready?
here again.
Incoming 9.
Right. Ah! All right,
Fuck.
slightly worse. Slightly worse.
Still there for
I took a
anything, right?
chance, and Lady Luck was not with me tonight, but she didn't fuck me either.
Now you have to sell your diplomat's badge to make up the difference in the money we would have got.
I'll
Exact-
just sell the goblin.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
You still owe
Nobody
more.
will buy that.
Oh no! Listen, this is a two-part deal. I sell you into
Says it
slavery
in
because
gnomish.
you can escape easily. I mean, let's be honest. You'll just be an escape slave.
This is the 10th time in a row he sold me, guys. No worries, I'll get out.
All right.
This is what we do.
He's
Our
trying to get
scam.
back to us.
That is a success.
Yeah. Would it have been a critical success if I kept the 10?
No.
Okay, I don't feel so bad then. I still feel bad,
It's
but I don't feel
barely
as
a
bad.
success, but it's a success.
Yay!
Good
This is
enough.
probably definitely all the help.
Just then, rocks fall and everybody dies. Hopefully, everyone still has their hero points to live.
So what kind of bonus does a success get?
You get more money.
Yeah, but if I don't know what it was originally, I don't know what a success means. Plus one
Exactly.
copper.
No. It's a percentage.
Hey, that's what we need to tip to move that rune, remember?
All right. I added, you guys sold all the stuff. And the total.
Oh, not bad.
I see.
Hmm.
You got 465.3 gold out of the stuff you sold.
Ooh.
So I added it into the money from Anders, so your gold total is correct now on the party thing.
We did it.
Yeah. Look at all that money. All right, time to divvy it up. So people know what they have to work with.
You still wanted to take 20%, right, Ras?
I mean, I do have to have a modest fee. However, they're associates, so I'll give them the discounted
20%.
take.
All right, everything else should stay in there. Make a note real quick.
I'll hang on to those gold nuggets in case you need to clear up stuff. You can assign them to me. I mean, I'll probably just sell them and then divvy it up later, but we'll see if we cross that bridge.
No, I'm just gonna send them down to
Goblin Town?
to the individuals. If I hit the one button, it'll sell everything that isn't tagged. If I hit the other one, it should distribute the items to the people.
Okay, I was just saying you can
And it'll
assign.
split the money as well.
I was saying you can assign the gold nuggets to me since I'm holding on to them to clear it out. Since I gotta hold on to them anyway.
It's thinking.
Hold
It's
on
thinking.
through the night.
Go, database, go.
Why does it say 0 max in the middle of the party sheet? Wow.
Yeah, there it goes. Look at that. Nice and clean.
Profits.
Mmm.
Tugga.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
It upgraded the stuff to. Oh no, that's right. 7 platinum. That is right.
Yeah.
Just rough, I had 177 each, is what it came out in gold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at all those stonks. Now, have you already given us the 100 each from Anders?
Literally
No.
just did that with that, I
Oh,
thought.
cool. No?
No, that was not included. That was not given out already. This is all included here.
Okay. Should we add that, or are you gonna?
No, that's included in the money you just got.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So basically, you got 7 platinum and 7 gold from your share of the stuff that was sold.
And then
plus
Anders
the 100
got that
gold.
extra 100.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So this is what we have to deal with then.
This is your total cash in your pocket for downtime.
Bilzig is only kind of half listing. He heard add 700 to your sheet. Got it.
That would be incorrect.
We are living large now. This is probably more coin than most of us have seen gathered into one place.
Kruga, want to go drinking?
How much drinking can I do with
It
20
is
platinums
money
worth
ever
of money?
spent. I buy this tavern. You give me all.
Yeah,
No.
I'm basically walking around with loosely 20, 21 platinums worth of liquid assets. I don't know if that's the average, but it's a good amount.
I know who I had before. Actually, I think I wrote it down. I know who the richest and who the poorest is.
I mean, I think that has changed since then, since some magic items have come into people's possessions.
I'm not counting magic. I'm talking just cash.
Nope. I'm still the poorest.
You are not.
I think I am.
That, from my last calculations before, you are the poorest. Yes.
I've
I
got
don't
to be
know.
up towards the top.
My bag of caltrips is missing too, so that's got to set me back.
The person with the most gold has double, or had double what the next person had next to him had.
It's phallus, isn't it?
Let's say it's either Valis or me that has the most, I would assume. Maybe Kruga.
He's building that Scrooge.
No, not me.
Cool.
I had to spend to put the potency rune on my armor was a decent chunk of
Valis,
change.
how much do you have right
Yeah.
now?
Wow, just gonna ask a man how much money he's got.
That's how dwarves
I have
do.
no societal standards. I can ask whatever I want to.
Well, then you can take this societal standard and shove it up your ass.
Valis, how much you have?
Cash
don't think he's
money.
Cash money.
Rude.
There's your response to no societal standards.
Like I'd answer a barbarian.
All right, we have enough time to do one little bit of shopping. I know this stuff is on several people's lists, so you guys have already passed this shop, so I will take you back there. It is the Stormbreaker Forge, the dwarven area that you guys passed on your way to the Silver Lion Inn. It is like 5 minutes down the street.
Is that the only place in town I can get my stuff for my bear?
No.
I purposely do not go to that one.
Okay.
Don't like the guy? Bad review on Yelp or what?
3-star work with too many reviews to warrant it.
I will be like, hey Raz, I need to go take care of something while you guys are going there. Can you let me know what's left after you guys are done?
Is this another blacksmith you slept with?
Wrong game.
Same tactic.
No, because this is the dwarf from my hometown, right?
This is the clan that runs your hometown.
Yeah, so I'm not going anywhere near that fucking building.
If you say that, it sounds a lot better than I don't want to trust that guy because then we're like going to go buy from him and I'm like sus, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere near that dude.
Well,
He
it's
acts
the
like-
clan. It's not
he acts like
necessarily
they
the
know.
dude.
Right.
I mean, more
Maybe
power
he's
to
an
This
you.
outcast.
guy.
Do what you want, but you know, if
I
you're
am
asking me
also
to
not making this common knowledge that like I'm from that town and that I know that clan is known and shit. Like,
You're just being really fucking weird.
no, I'm
You
just
act
like
like
I'm gonna
anyone
go do
else in the
something
group
else.
would. You're acting like anyone in the group would know where this clan's from, anyways.
I know.
I don't even know the name of your clan, man.
I'm just gonna be like, if somebody asks about it, I'll just make some excuse about metal. You know, can't use it, druid, yada yada, and walk off.
Doesn't drink, doesn't do dwarf stuff. We definitely got a bargain bin target
Exactly.
dwarf.
that is not a
Yeah.
dwarf. It's
Where
just
do we get
a really big something. Maybe he's a kobold.
It's a
I don't
hairy
know.
halfling. It's
Wait.
a hairy
And
halfling.
it's like,
such a thick
I know.
hairy
thought about
halfling?
giving up nature for my druidism to pick up elemental stuff.
I
Yes,
know
a
what's going on
Dwarf
here.
ogre.
He's not really a dwarf. He was reincarnated into a dwarf body.
So
So
I'm
Makes
on a-
sense now.
I'm gonna polymorph him into a halfling permanently, and then his true nature comes out. All right, the 5 of you walk into the forge area. You see off to your left a large forge area. fires going, 3 dwarves wearing heavy leather aprons and not a whole lot else, standing there forging items. You can't really tell what they're making, but they're definitely working hard. To the right of the area where you walked in, it's more of a traditional storefront with a counter and a variety of weapons and armor samples on stands on wall racks. As you enter, a voice calls out as a dwarf totters out from behind the counter. Oi! What can I do you for?
Huh? Well,
It's obviously
anybody?
not talking to me.
Yeah. Oh, we'll head on in. I assume everyone just wants to check out what they got here. Nobody actually has anything they want to speak to on regards to like making orders or anything. Just check, just browse the store, right?
Yeah,
Right.
just browsing.
Okay. Then I will convey as such as we come in. We're here to possibly take a look at what they may have available. We find ourselves in circumstances that involve getting stabbed from time to time in our line of work.
She kind of views the goblin in New York with a little mistrust. I don't know why, but she does.
How you doing,
Fucking
Toots?
racist.
Oi, so you want some gear, eh? We currently, don't have a whole lot in stock. Most of our special stuff is ordered only, but we do have an armor potency in stock, a resilient armor rune in stock, a weapon rune, and a striking rune. That's what we try to carry in stock at all times. We could do much more than that, but most of it is you have to order it. We also
Okay.
carry, of course, various weapons and armor.
I'd be interested in the striking rune.
Would you now? What would a big orc like you want with a striking rune? You don't even have a weapon.
Striking people.
I just kind of like hold up one of my hands and like
I pull out
kind
a
of
dart.
scrunch it like leather.
Darts for the win.
I would put it on these.
Aye, a pugilist.
Of
Don't
sorts.
see many of your kind doing that.
There were markings on the hand wraps. What were they again, Fable?
Others markings for the Scarlet Brotherhood from what Krug has found so far.
Okay, cool.
Once you mentioned you might have to order anything a bit more specific that's not listed here. Do you deal
Of course.
in any sort of rune work for armor pieces, or is it something you have to happen across?
We deal in a lot. In house, we can do quite a bit. And if it's something we don't do here, we can send back home and have someone make it there and send it up. Same thing with various weapons and armor. We make them in various materials. And that's when you guys kind of notice some of the weapons look like, iron, steel. A few are kind of silvered. One or two looks like a strange, odd-colored steel. Looks like they make different weapons and or armor out of different materials.
What's the weapon rune that you have?
It is a potency. A minor potency rune. She reaches into the counter, pulls out a rune stone, and the little, runes are on there, little bit of like, sparkling and glittering. Looks identical to the rune you guys have on your weapons.
And how long to if I wanted to order a rune?
Well, that would of course depend on which rune you wanted.
Striking.
I got one right here. She puts the potency back in and pulls out a different rune stone.
But do you only have one?
That's we only have one in stock. We can make more.
Fucking slackers.
There's not a
demand.
huge demand for this stuff.
I don't have to be like literally aware of the specific like rune that I may or may not be interested in, right, Zargan? It'd be something more of a I'm looking for something like this, and they may know what I'm looking for.
Yes.
Okay.
If you know what the rune is called yourself, that helps me out a lot.
Dread.
Do you know what level it is?
Fear one?
Here, 1 second. I know it's not that high. Runes. Dread. It's in here somewhere. There's a lot of runes. There it is. Lesser Dread is an uncommon rune. Fucking 225. Item 6 plus 6. Frightened enemies within 30 feet that can see you must attempt a DC 20
So
will
it's an
save.
armor rune, you say?
Yes, etched onto armor.
Oh, I don't got one in stock, but the lads can make one.
I might be very interested in appropriating that.
Basically, just for you guys out of game, they can do in house. I'm not saying all runes, but most runes level 10 or less. Anything anything over that, they would have to send back home to get created. They just don't have the skilled people here to do it.
Okay.
And you would have to get a resilient rune first to put a property rune, right?
No.
No, resilience, one of the other fundamental runes.
You have to have a potency rune on an item, and then
Yeah.
you can add property runes.
So if I wanted dread, I would have to get a potency rune put on first.
Yes.
This one in particular I'm interested in because it's not exclusive to just my frightened effects. Frightened enemies within 30 feet that can see me have to make a will save at the end of their turn, and if they fail, it can't go below 1. I'll scribble down that they could make it in-house. I won't order or set anything in stone yet because we're still looking around, but I may be
Yep.
coming back to that one because I would also have to get a potency alongside with it, so that'd be a big order that I will definitely
Well,
have to.
they have a potency right on the shelf.
Yeah, I'm aware. There's just
They
a
got
lot of other
one
things
of
we're
each.
looking at as well.
One of each of the basic.
The fact that they can make it means I can come back if I still got the cash later.
How long would it take to make a new rune?
Also that.
Typically about 8 days.
And how long would it take if you had to send back to your village?
Village? We don't live in villages.
No.
To send back home.
Jungle.
All the dwarves we know live in the woods.
Never seen a dwarf live inside a city before.
It would take about 2 weeks to send the message back. They would, depends on what it is, they would spend roughly 8 days creating it. And then, of course, 2 weeks back. So you're talking, a month and 8 days.
Okay.
But anything we send away for is paid 100% up front. Same thing with anything that you order. It's always up. Well, anything we send away for is 100% up front. Everything else is half up front.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay, I won't put it in order, but I might be coming back. Depends on what else we happen across. Because I'm very interested in that.
I mean, the weapon potency rune's only 38 gold.
Yeah, but I mean, what am I gonna do? Hit people with my sling? Can I put a potency rune on my dick? Because that's about the only thing I'm good with.
Well, if you put
No, it's way too small.
Oh, that's charisma.
Needs to be higher level. If you put the fearsome rune on your sling, it would work every time you used it. If you put it on the ammunition, it would be one and done.
No, the dread thing he wants is armor.
Yeah,
okay.
The dread, it goes on armor, and it's just a passive effect. Like
I've been
anyone
thinking
with
about getting that too.
Yeah,
Because fearsome is 160. That would be on weapons.
Yeah,
And
to put like fear onto things essentially. If you crit,
so whenever you hit,
I mean, I'm not seeing. I think if multiple people have dread, I think still only one check is made.
yeah, but you also have like overlapping AoEs potentially.
Yeah.
So we can cover more area to make sure people are in. Like I was thinking about doing it because likely most of the stuff that's going to be feared is going to be around me.
Yeah, and I'm not far behind you either because I'm medium range at best.
Well, no one's very far behind me because everyone has fucking spells that reach 10 feet in front of them.
So
yeah, I was thinking of grabbing that one. What was that, Megan?
So runes, 10 or lower, and it can be from any source.
You can ask, but I'd have to look at them before I verify them. But yes. So if you go into Nethys and look for any rune you want that's level 10 or lower, it's a chance they can make it. Now, if it's rare, they probably won't have it. If it's uncommon, they may have it. If it's common, they most definitely do have it.
So put returning on one arrow. You only need to carry one arrow.
Didn't returning
cannot
only come
enchant
back at
arrows.
the end of the turn?
After the
Saying,
strike is complete.
that'd be
I
awesome.
think I don't think you can enchant arrows.
Mm.
I believe you
Returning.
enchant the bow.
Nope. You have to attach it onto a thrown weapon.
Throw the bow at him.
Throw the bow.
So if like we find a
Dagger,
particularly
dagger.
good like darts or whatever.
Yeah, I'll talk.
Just so you know how this works, they will transfer runes for you as well. There's a fee. If you put an order in, if you leave the item, they will enchant it directly to the item. That is cheaper than them putting it on a rune stone for you. But then you are out of that. You don't have that item with you for the 8 days.
Right. Okay.
And if you just want to come in and pick up a runestone and go, there's a little extra fee. The 38 gold I quoted you for the weapon potency rune, he hands you the rune, and you're good to go. You walk out the store with it. But if you want to leave like your rapier here for 8 days, they could put a weapon potency on it, and it would only cost 35 gold. It's not a huge difference for something like that. I mean, it's only I think, what is it, 3 gold across the board, basically, the price of the runestone. And they can do rush orders. For those of you who craft, they take 8 days to make them. So basically, they're paying half price because they're spending the rest of the time to make it cheaper.
Sure.
So if you want them to spend less time, it's going to cost you more, so they can make their profit.
Half of whatever the cost is, essentially, right?
Yeah. But they carry the 4 basic runes in stock, armor, 1. So if you were to buy one of the runes here, they would start making another one. And in 8 days, it would be ready.
Zakar, are we going to grab that striking rune?
Well, I think we both want one. You can take it first.
And they'll have it for how long if they have this one? Is it just a day? Or
No, until someone buys it. Then once it's bought, it'll be 8 days before they produce another one.
How much downtime are we doing though? 8 days?
Right now we're doing 8 days.
Subject to change if needed.
Subject to change, kind of at your guys' whim.
I just want them to think if they both want it, then we could do one now and one at the end of downtime too, right?
Oh, we have to leave the weapon the whole time.
Depends. I mean, if you want to leave the weapon, then they can put it right on the weapon. Otherwise, you get a rune, then someone else has to spend another day to transfer it and make a roll.
Remove your hands now.
I'd like to do mine first just because part of my downtime has to do with searching out
fighting.
That, but also searching out like the meaning that's on the hand wraps, and need to talk to Anders a bit more about that because he said he might have some more information back here.
So basically, if you bought that rune, Kruga, it'd be 68 gold for a striking rune. And then 2 you would need someone to transfer it. You'd have 2 runes to transfer. So you would need 2 people to do it to kill 1 day.
How much would they charge to transfer it?
It still takes a day. And it depends on which rune. It's based on the rune price. Striking rune, to transfer a striking rune, is 14 gold. A weapon rune, the weapon potency, is 6 gold. Because it's based on the price of the rune, same as if you do it yourself.
So they charge roughly double what we would pay if we had one of us do it.
Is that what it comes out to be?
I think because it's usually 10%. I forget.
So if I
Yes,
bought
so
that
only
rune,
10%.
if I bought that rune and then had them transfer, it'd be 68 plus 14.
Yes, and it would take them 1 day. They would have to have your gloves, your hand wraps for 1 day.
Otherwise, they'd have to have them for 8 days.
8 days to craft it right onto it, but that would also save you 17 gold.
Good amount of gold saved.
And those prices just go up as the runes go up higher. You know, like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's freaking exponentially too. It's
the
not.
armor rune is 160 for them to put it directly on the armor.
Is anyone
Or
here like a decent artist at all? Actually, how complex is the symbol on my hand wraps? It's pretty like straightforward, right? If I remember
yeah, it's
correctly.
not that complex.
Kruger Turn Group. Do any of you have a piece of paper and a writing utensil?
Do I have piece of paper? Yeah.
Always, it's a problem.
Part of the fucking tool set of alchemists and
You
crafting
probably have a
tools.
formula book, right?
Yeah, but
Just rip a page.
I'm not ripping pages out of that.
Well, mine is inside my familiar, so I'm not doing nothing new.
There's a symbol, so it's not that complex.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was remembering. I was like, wait a second, it's not like the Reaper thing. That would be difficult.
Nope.
I'll if someone's willing to apply it, I'll just draw that symbol on the paper. I think you guys have seen this already. You can show it to me if you want, but it looks like a red shield that has kind of like this weird black
I
nebula in
showed
the
it to
middle.
everyone
He popped it up.
because it was public before. So
Yeah, so Kruger kind of has like his left hand on the like whatever table they're looking at, and on the paper he's just doing a drawing of it real quick.
Scribble, 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 scribble.
And then he unwraps the hand wraps and says, I'd like you to place a striking rune on this, please.
yes, that would be whatever half of that did. Be 72, 82, be 41 gold up front, with the other 41 due on when you pick it up.
And I thought it would just be the 60.
Oh, you're right. No, it'd be 65. You're right.
Or 65, yeah.
So it'd be 32 and a half gold up front.
All right, I will give that to them, and I will mark it off my sheet.
You marking off the whole price or just half?
Fuck it, I'll just do the whole price.
Okay.
Just pay it all up front. No complications.
No, it doesn't have to necessarily pay it up front. Just no point marking half of it off, then coming. I mean,
Yeah,
up
logistically, we're done with that kind of thing.
yeah. It'll be ready in 8 days.
It'll be ready in 8 days. You've got 8.
All right. Anyone else? She takes your hand wraps, puts them down, makes a couple notes, takes your money, puts it away, and sets it behind the counter. She gives you like a little like a coat check tag.
I'll place it in my bag.
Yep.
Not at the moment, but I'll probably be coming back.
Anyone else want to spend half their money?
As much as it hurts. Yes.
It's only money. I mean, if you die with it in your pocket, it doesn't help you. It just helps Glizzic.
Yep. 7 gold per potion that lasts for a minute.
No, I meant when she died, you just take her
yeah,
money.
that too. Yeah, sure. It's our money.
Would they be able to put another rune on at the same time?
No,
Okay.
one at a time. Now they can make you a rune on a stone.
We could order it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Flaming or something?
I was thinking about, I don't know, like all the stuff's like kind of expensive right now, so
You should have about 100 gold left.
yeah, thereabouts. I was thinking about potentially crushing. If I crit, they became clumsy and enfeebled. on top of being a persistent bleed as well.
That's only 50 gold.
Yeah. I'll decide later. I kind of want to make sure I have some money to get the rest of my stuff done as well.
Okay.
I'll walk over
Mm-hmm.
and unstrap my rapier.
Okay.
I'll also take a striking rune.
You want us to etch it on it for you? As in, you want to leave your weapon here and have them do the 8 days?
Yes, I don't plan on getting into any big fights in the next week or so.
You paying
Hopefully.
the whole or half?
I'll just pay all of it.
I can still fight without them. I just lose a +1 attack bonus.
I mean, I have other weapons.
Okay. Mark off the 65 gold.
And you have some other weapons here?
If
Oh
you say
yes, she kind of. I mean, there's a bunch of different basic weapons, and they can make other weapons.
I would like to buy a light mace if they have one.
Yes, would you just like a standard one?
Just a standard one for now.
Okay.
And do you have a sap?
Do you say a sack?
Sap, S-A-P.
Oh, okay.
To knock people out.
I was about to say, I know it's hard to tell because it's a female dwarf, but still.
That's kind of rude.
It's the beards, isn't it?
Rude.
No, they do not.
Okay.
She kind of gives
Well,
you
I
a
will.
strange look and says, "No, we do not carry weapons such as those."
Wasn't sure, but I'll take the light mace.
Okay, light mace is 4 silver.
And it is finesse and agility.
Take the other mace we had and cut it in half.
Light mace should be on your character sheet. Yep.
And I'll have a new weapon specialization crit thing later.
Well, knock people away.
Is that all for you?
That's all for me. Anyone else?
sounds like we're all good.
Alrighty. I am gonna stop it here then. It is basically 5 till. Guys did a little bit of shopping. There is actually all the rune stones are still there, so if anyone wanted to pick one up, they're still available. Just a little bit expensive. The resilient armor one's expensive,
Yeah, it is. I was looking at that. I was like, ooh.
but it's +1 on all your saves.
Yeah, it's not just AC.
Well, it's not AC at all. It's saves only.
Or yeah, that's what I meant because the potency one's AC.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the other fundamental rune for armor.
Yep. Each one there's 2 fundamentals, but in order to put property runes on, you have to have the potency one on it.
Correct.
Alrighty. Let me close some of my 50 million things that are open.
Ready for the shopping session next time and the full downtime session. Got things to do.
It'll go a little faster next time now that we don't have to do with a dinner and some
Or
archetype
Initiation.
work.
Initiation.
Basically, yes.
As far as
I will be
initiations
posting
go,
stuff most likely later in the week with more things about the Brotherhood.
First rule of Rune Club is we don't talk about Rune Club.
Except for you, Mister. I have runes. I have spells stuck on. Spells all over my body. Start calling
They're-
you freaking
It ruined my body,
Haplo. I'll call you Haplo.
right?
I figured
Yeah.
you. I hope
I gotta-
everybody likes their archetype.
Yeah.
I can now do questionable medical practices even more effectively now.
I can tell people to kneel. If they don't, they literally take psychic damage for not listening to me. Also, I'm proficient in more things than I was before.
I'm heading off to bed. Night, guys.
All right,
night.
see you, Mystic.
Later.